Animal Frenzy too.
I got money that says that anonymous donor was Todd.
No, I know who it was.
Oh,
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, I do believe we're live now. Okay.
Yay!
Holy crap, this is going to be busy. Okay, anyway, we're Untitled Nerd Network. I'm Lonnie, and from left to right,
Our
this
left
way
to your left.
to that way.
Okay, so that is from right to left, actually.
They're stage left.
It's stage left. Okay, see, from stage left.
Stage
okay.
left.
Yes.
So from stage left to stage right. Okay, I'm Mark.
I'm Ashley.
I'm Single Sarah.
Clockwork Calamity.
Amberlicious.
And I'm Lonnie. And just a little bit of background on everybody really quick, just in case people are just
No
joining
sound?
us. Huh?
No sound?
No sound.
Do not turn the microphone
That's
on.
what it says. No sound?
Oh, the microphone is on.
Test.
Oh, yeah, we got a notification.
Not seeing
that the
anything but
stream
Mega
wasn't
Man?
working.
Mega Man.
Same?
Somebody just sent a message on the page.
Kinsey.
That's funny.
Hold on a minute. Somebody's watching their own thing.
A mess.
Well, I mean, I had to, when I got the notification and clicked it, I had to restart it and then go.
Yeah, we're here.
Yeah, so we're still live. So we're having this conversation live. Is that what we're doing?
Whoever Don Belcher is just sent a message and said the YouTube stream isn't working. I've been checking in and reloading, but nothing.
Well, we just now went live, dude.
Yeah, we literally
Yeah.
just went live. Let me pull it up and see.
Just now got the picture and sound. Jen just
Testing,
now got
testing.
it. Okay.
Yeah.
Let me get past the ad.
Do we need to do intros again?
Well, we probably do.
I've got sound. I've got live. So
Yeah.
Well, hold on.
You were
Let
just
me
now
make
getting
sure.
look, let's break the fourth wall. You're watching us. Watch us. Tape us.
Ah, God.
That's great.
It's all good. This is.
Now, we're going to cause some kind of weird paradox if we keep doing that. Okay, so anyway.
Flash appears.
right.
Somebody turn their sound down?
I do.
Mark.
I turned it on so that I could make sure we had sound.
Okay. I believe we have sound.
We do.
And we are giving away legacy tokens to the tune of 20 per 10 minutes watched. We're going to have to hurry. If anybody wants entries, extra entries with your legacy tokens into the Nintendo Switch drawing, might want to get on it because I'm not really sure Fussbot is not letting us let people use legacy tokens on stuff anymore. So, like, at the end of the month. So you have roughly 10 days to gather legacy tokens and use them towards, like, Switch entries or whatever else you might want to. So keep that in mind because we are going to be doing a lot of content over the next week, especially Con Nooga and all that good stuff.
Con Nooga!
This is the Con Nooga preview show from, what did we decide? Stage left.
Yes.
From left to right.
I'm Mark.
Ashley.
I'm Single Sarah.
Clockwork Calamity.
Amberlicious.
And I'm Lonnie. And a little bit, this is what we were doing earlier, but a little bit of background on everybody. Okay.
No background checks. It's against my Second Amendment.
Mark.
Sorry.
Mark.
So, I know.
Am I saying, like, I'll let you tell a little bit about yourself real quick.
Oh dear God. So,
Limited to 30 seconds.
okay. Hi, I'm Mark. No. No. So I've been gaming since I was 13, which makes it 21 years now. I got involved with Con Nooga the very first year we started it and have been the host of the Star Wars vs. Star Trek debate ever since. And then last year, Lonnie was kind enough to ask me to come on as a guest to interview Steve.
Yep.
And then after that, we've tried to find a way to get a weekly session in, and
We did for a little bit.
We did for a little bit, and then work schedules kind of went crazy.
Yep. Trying to get to where I'm, like, not in front of anybody. There we go. That kind of works.
Kind of.
Well, I'm Ashley, and I am finance director at the Humane Educational Society in Chattanooga, which this fundraiser tonight is benefiting. So thank you, Lonnie, and Untitled Nerd Network for supporting the animals of Chattanooga, as well as your own interests. I think it's totally selfless and awesome. So.
And I will say that, we just wrapped up the date with Single Sarah contest, and I think we ended up getting $150. That was pretty
Yes.
sweet, considering that we didn't have to put anything into it besides just
Advertising.
putting some time into it.
Yeah.
But the next big thing we're doing is going to be at Con Nooga. It'll be the Saturday at Con Nooga from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. And we will be broadcasting that. Maybe not live, but we'll be broadcasting it. The Mario Kart fundraiser where we'll be playing Mario Kart Wii. And I'm going to be a part of that. And whoever can beat me will... Nobody's going to beat me, Mark.
Oh, Lord.
That's why I laughed.
Here we go.
That's like asking someone to beat me at Star Trek trivia.
Oh, speaking of, I meant to get the dang Star
Such a-
Wars Trivial
Squirrel.
Pursuit down here. Okay, anyway. Sarah?
What? I have to do this?
Yes! Everybody has to. Come
I
on.
don't know.
Okay,
This
this
is
is
Sarah. This is the reason you're all here.
yes, pretty much. The same
Give it to Clockwork for that
right
one.
here. Love it.
This entire contest is to
Not
fix
really.
to where she is no longer a single Sarah.
Look, Sarah's like, I'm so unprepared to talk about
I
myself.
am. I don't like talking about myself.
Well, then that's where we interview. So, hi,
Oh,
Sarah.
just
Tell us where
do
you're
just
from.
just type in exclamation point
Like-
Sarah.
One of the core.
Yes.
What?
And that'll let everybody know
The
about Sarah.
core
What?
Untitled
Anyway.
members.
Yeah.
All right. Well, anyways, I'm Clockwork Calamity. I speak for single Sarah, apparently. That's why I'm here.
You're her mouthpiece.
Yes.
No. Lonnie graciously offered me a spot as the Untitled Nerd Network official cosplayer, and had an awesome first event with them at Chattacon. Looking forward to making it an awesome Con Nooga as well.
That was a heck of a lot of fun. And
Yeah, I enjoyed it. I won a prize. I'm
Talk
still
about-
excited about that.
Oh, yeah, you won a prize while we were there.
Yeah.
Tell us about your cosplay lineup.
My cosplay lineup. Well, I'm going to be doing Unity again. It was like everybody loved Unity, so I'm going to be doing it again at Con Nooga.
What day?
That's going to be Saturday.
Saturday.
Okay.
Because that's going to be the day that I'm going to have the most time to do without body paint again. I'm also in the process. I have to finish up, tie up some loose ends on this one, but I'm going to be Earth Chan on Friday. I'm pretty excited about that one as well.
I have no clue what that is. Can you tell me?
Earth Chan is a meme that has kind of exploded over the last few months. It started out as like a whole like, wouldn't it be hilarious if everybody was saying that the Earth was flat, but there was actually this adorable little anime girl that was Earth personified, and she's like, I'm not flat. And like really, it's kind of, it's the internet. It's a meme.
Have you seen it?
But no, that just
But-
brings it up. Real worlds have curves.
I have like seriously, I have no
but-
idea.
It's just kind of taken on this whole alternate like environmental awareness turn as
Yeah.
well. So I thought that was really cool. And I mean, she's adorable, so why not?
I mean, I have no doubt that it is insanely popular, but I do not have my
It's okay.
finger on the
I
pulse.
think I've seen it once. and
yeah.
yeah.
So I don't know. I think it's gonna be well received. I hope it's gonna be well received. So that's Friday. Unity is on Saturday, and then Sunday I'm going to steal a cosplay from Lonnie and do a gender bent Negan.
Yay!
Ooh,
I'm excited about that.
That's gonna be cool.
I can't wait
I
to
told
see
her
it.
she could borrow Lucille.
Yes,
so
I'm gonna borrow Lucille from Lonnie.
Y'all should both do Negan someday.
you're not allowed
Well,
to.
there's only one Lucille,
Oh, there's
so.
one
Yeah.
more too.
Yeah.
But that way y'all can just go around the
So-
whole convention every now and then, stopping and grabbing it. Like,
So
"This
the
is
funny
mine."
thing about this is like this weekend just kind of opened my eyes a lot as to how like nuanced cosplay can be in ways that you don't even think about.
Yeah.
Because I'm talking to Lonnie and saying, hey, can I borrow Lucille from you? And he's like, well, what day? Because I have to do Negan on such and such day. Because I have to shave my face for another day. And I'm like, oh, well, I can't do it this day because this is the only day I'm going to be able to body paint for Unity. And also Friday, I'm going to have to come straight from work, so I'm not going to have time to do Unity then either. But I think the lower key cosplay is going to be best on Sunday, so
Yeah.
Negan's going to have to be on Sunday for me. goes to show you how insignificant details can completely affect your whole cosplay schedule.
Oh,
It
heck
is,
yeah.
absolutely. Amberlicious.
I'm Amberlicious. I help run the Facebook page, and I stream with Lonnie sometimes, and I make him do Disney movie reviews.
Wait, you have to make him do Disney movie reviews?
I know.
Yeah,
If you want someone to do
'cause he's
Disney
so-
movie
No,
reviews with
he
him,
needs to get out of his comfort zone.
Yes, he does.
Okay,
We've
less
discussed-
about me.
Hey, can you be quiet and quit interrupting?
Oh my god.
Gosh. I also have to tell him to quit interrupting people because he's the worst when he's on camera. Anyway, he wants, I'm like, if you want to expand the brand, you got to expand yourself.
Disney is a good way to do it.
Mm-hmm.
That's just that really philosophical
watched-
there. You have to expand yourself.
That
Self.
yeah. Your inner self, not your
Inner
yeah.
self, not your-
I mean, I got it. I don't know what you guys are
I've
thinking
expanded
of.
My brain stays in the gutter, so it's all good. And I try not to bring it to the table here.
Anyway.
It can't be even helped. What?
So, real quick question. So the fundraiser we're doing at Con Nooga is also for the Humane Society,
Yes.
correct? Okay.
Humane Educational Society.
Humane Education
Got it,
Society,
yeah.
excuse me. So I have an actual question for you.
Yes.
So that our viewers can know, what
Sure.
do those funds go towards? What does that help y'all do?
That's a good question.
Everything. So obviously we take in animals, but we have to pay people to do that. We
Right.
have to pay for lights, and we have to pay for cages, and we have to buy medicine for sick animals, and we have to pay all kinds of just general overhead stuff. Now, HES also makes it an option if you'd like to donate for a specific fund. We have like our Save a Heart fund, which goes towards
Heartworm medicine and
treatment
stuff like that.
for dogs.
Aww.
We also
I'm
have
gonna cry.
special needs.
Right.
A three-legged dog
Right,
or a blind
right.
cat.
Aw.
So if you want your money to go towards something specific, we have that option.
I
also.
saw that when we were talking about setting up everything. I saw that when there's a drop down when you go to their website to donate. There's a drop down that you can say, like, if you were going to donate to our thing, you would have been the Untitled Nerd Network fundraiser. But then there's other options there, so that's kind of cool to know what those were.
Yeah, it's all on the website. What the funds are and what they go toward. But
Sweet.
general
That's awesome.
donations go toward general operating.
Was that URL real quick?
It is heschat.org.
We have, if I'm not
Chat
mistaken,
with
we
your
have it
keys.
in the video description.
Yes, we should.
Alright, are you...
I'm done.
Okay.
You guys still do the cans as well? Cans.
Where y'all
I was
recycle
told
the
that
cans?
you received cans and recycled them for funds as well.
We have a volunteer who comes and picks up our recycling and takes it
Okay.
for us and brings
Okay.
the money back.
Okay.
So, yeah, whenever
used to
he
donate
comes
cans.
once or twice a month, he's just a little sweet little old man.
I was gonna say, I've got like
Yeah, I
3
was gonna
bags
say,
of
like-
cans out in the truck
I
right
know,
now.
right? I'm like,
Yeah,
Because like
definitely.
as a person that can't necessarily always donate funds,
Yeah,
I usually
money,
try to
yeah.
collect my cans and bring them when I think about it. It's kind
We
of hard.
accept a lot of items as donations that a lot of people don't think
Oh,
that we
yeah.
need. So things like newspapers, because we line kennels with them. Things like used blankets and towels if they don't get stolen out of your laundromat.
Yeah. Well, actually, Lonnie and I donated, because I work for a local child care chain.
Nice.
We donated our old mats
Yes.
so they
Oh god, yeah, that was a task and a half bringing
that was
those
a
in.
task and a
That's
half.
great.
Yeah.
Woo!
So-
Even like cardboard boxes, because everyone knows cats love boxes, right? So
Yes. Aw.
Yeah, y'all's cat room is amazing. I can just go in there and just lie
I like
down.
going in there on stressful days. I'll go in there and just sit, and then you get like 20 cats just all around you.
Oh man, that is heaven.
That sounds great.
Great stress relief.
Alright, well, anyway, if anybody's wondering, if nobody's ever seen me before, I'm Lonnie. I kind of sort of started Untitled Nerd Network. I'm a creative tyrant, as evidenced by Amber yelling at me.
Yes.
And,
Wouldn't that make her the tyrant?
It kind yeah. In my
Checks and
own.
balances.
yeah, she is my checks and balances.
Yes. I'm
Exactly.
definitely the checks and balances. Absolutely.
Wow.
But anyway, that's pretty much it. Like, basically, you see about 99.8% of our videos I'm running it.
Yeah, pretty much.
I occasionally
I think there's
get,
been 2 videos, two or three that you
Yeah,
turned in
and you
when we
were
went
in
to the
those.
cosplay yard sale,
Yeah.
which was
Yeah.
amazingly fun.
that was I'm kind of getting out of that comfort zone and handing the reins over here and there. But yeah, that's our big thing. Video games, comic books, doing fundraisers, TV shows, stuff like that. So if you're watching for the first time,
Coffee and Anime said, nah, no idea who you are, Lonnie. That's my sister.
anyway,
Let me just give a couple of shout outs. Kenzie's in the chat, Jen's in
Yay!
the chat, Goku's in the chat, Coffee and Anime, Grant the Ant's in the chat.
Is that my son?
Yes, it is. He said, Marcus the Doofus, just so you know.
I think
Don's in the chat.
anybody that met him knows that.
And
Yeah.
that's it. Just want to give everybody a quick
He'll
shout
tell
out.
you himself.
Thanks
At least
for
he's
coming,
self-aware.
guys.
Well, it was actually my nickname in high school. Like my
Hey,
so my
Doofus.
brother called me Doofus, and it was funny because
Okay.
Grant posted something on Facebook the other day about it, and Gordon was like, "How does he know your nickname?" So it works.
Alright.
all right, so we're going to begin. We're going to be talking
crazy.
about a bunch of different stuff. One of the main reasons we're here tonight is to preview Con Nooga. We're going to be talking about all the stuff that we're doing next weekend. We're talking about our schedule, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Oh, by the way, Friday, I'm going to be me.
Is it true?
Saturday, I'm going to
Friday,
be
I'm
Negan.
going to be me.
No, there is not going to be a kitten room.
Oh.
We had one. Okay, so my understanding, and take note that I'm on the periphery of this. Like, while I am a director, I'm a director over sci-fi, fantasy, and comic books. So there's some stuff that happens that I don't get up. But the initial plan was to have a kitten room, and then they determined that spending allocating the funds for just that one room to just be kittens when we could use it for other panels and other programming would not be conducive.
Okay.
So, but there will be another. I'm not going to try to step on your toes, but there's going to be another animal thing there, Dixie Day Spay, and they're going to be doing a couple of fundraisers for them. Like you can bring in dog food and stuff like that, and everything to donate to them. And they're going to be doing a Pokemon walk.
posted it out once.
Yeah. Yeah. So but the initial plan was to have the kitten room, and then it became not conducive to
Logistics.
just it would be a waste of
out.
that space, really. So
Yeah.
and apparently also the other main reason, which is why I was asking what I asked you earlier, is that the convention center has some pretty strict rules about bringing animals in.
Yeah,
And
that
that
makes
those
sense.
rules have to be, like the people who are bringing the animals in have to be the one who contact the convention center to set that up. And so we just decided we'd just do a general fundraiser for them, kind of a thing.
Cool. It's probably safer for the
I
kittens
was sad
too.
about the fire thing.
About the what?
The fire thing.
Yeah, it's they're still trying to find a way, like, because right across the street from the Chattanoogan is this big open field, and they're going to see if maybe we could do it there.
Okay.
But basically, the Chattanoogan was like, insurance, no.
Now-
But people spinning fire around their bodies in our parking lot. Yeah, let's go.
Do you have any solid intel on where the Drunken Big Wheel Race is going to be Friday night?
It is going to be
Yes.
from everything that I know of, it will be in the big loop out in front of the Chattanooga.
Okay.
Oh my God, that is going to be amazing!
That is where,
He's very
unless
Hey, we had a
something
good time
completely
last
different
year.
has
That was
happened
really
and no
fun.
Yeah.
one's told me, that is where our con chair has wanted it from day one. From what I understand, that's where it's going to be. So
Now, if
There's
any,
so many
like for
things
people
to do
who
on
don't know,
We're going to
we
be filming that.
we actually
So.
filmed the Drunken Big Wheel Race last year. It's a charity event, and basically people they get in these adult tricycles, they race like 5 at a time. They make a lap, they chug a beer, they make a lap, they chug a beer. What, like 3 laps or
Three
something like
laps,
that?
yes.
3 laps.
And then you get a winner, and I think maybe they go into like a finals round or something.
There's like 6 heats, and then the final heat is the winner from
The winner
all
of
the
each.
heats.
Yeah, and God Almighty, we had a great time. It was the highest rated UNN video of the whole weekend. Due to Wi-Fi limitations, we're not able to actually broadcast live. But whenever we get home that night, like
You can use my phone.
well,
Might not have the strong
we'll get it. We'll broadcast. People still watch. But the thing is, and here's the thing: like we're all going to be there. Like it's going to be very late, but we're all going to be there, and everybody's welcome, like to come because it's going to be great. We're going to be It actually
I can't chug
starts.
beer, man.
Oh, dang.
I can't chug a beer.
I can't drink beer.
No,
either.
no, you ain't got to participate.
drink.
I was just
No,
trying
like,
to drink
come and
beer.
watch.
Okay.
We are. I know myself and Amber's going to be there. Anybody who wants to stay out that late,
More than
come.
there.
Yeah, come hang out with us. You know, represent UNN. We'll be there. It's pretty much going to be from like midnight to 2 a.m. And then we're going to be back up and at the convention center at like 9 the next morning. So it's going to be fun. But
That means I probably need
that's
to
not
go
all
early.
because we got all kinds of stuff going on Saturday night.
Mary's
But
in
anyway.
the chat. She says, "Hey guys."
Oh,
hey, Mary.
hey, what's up?
And my
Hey,
secret
Mary.
lover's in the chat. Hey, secret lover.
Secret lover.
Yes.
Oh, Shawnee.
Yeah, Shawnee.
Scandalous.
She's not
Alright.
my. I call her that, but everybody knows who she is.
Oh, well, that's not a secret.
All right, so everybody wants to
That's
hit the A button, which is the big green button on there, and we will begin. We will continue to
Oh,
talk
I
about Con
gotta be
Nooga.
the person I usually
Oh,
am.
wait a minute.
So,
Oh,
well, I'll tell you what. While y'all are
I just
loading up
hit.
the
What
game,
did I hit?
You gotta hit A.
first thing that I want to bring to everybody's attention: if you
How do I
have
select
not
my player?
Hit the circle in the middle.
Yeah,
and
they're-
on your
they're
controller.
if you
figuring
have not
it
done
out.
so,
Hit
and
the
you're
circle
coming
in the
to
middle.
Con Nooga, I highly recommend you go ahead and download the
Maybe.
app.
Yes.
Okay.
You get it through iTunes if you have an iPhone. You get it through the app, through the Google Play Store if you have Google Play. Basically, you just look for Con Nooga
Hit the circle in
2018,
the middle, the silver.
and you can download the app.
Um,
When you open the app,
Let me see.
you'll get Alex Ogle's
Sorry.
wonderful artwork, which you can see over to the
I think so.
that
I think
up
Sarah's
above us
controller's
here.
dead.
Yeah.
I think Sarah's
so
controller
that's
is
the
dead.
artwork you'll see when you get it, and then it's really kind of cool because let's say you
I
want
don't
to
know. I
know
guess I wasn't pushing it hard
what
enough.
panels Lonnie is doing. You select speakers from the menu. There's a search button up at the top. You type in Lonnie's name, and it brings him up. And then you tap his name, and it tells you all the panels he's doing. Which is kind of cool.
Hit A.
So if you don't want to miss any of our panels, Lonnie's going to be at every one of our panels.
Pretty much.
Just find him and find out what panels he's doing,
Cool.
and go from there. So,
That's
for
right.
example, UNN is going to be doing, Lonnie and I are going to be doing comic book malarkey, X-Men 90s nostalgia. Basically, just a brief talk about how the X-Men have kind of come full circle since the 90s.
Yeah, I
Have you
can't
read
wait.
Red yet?
Huh?
Have you read X-Men Red number
Haven't
1
touched
yet?
it.
Looks pretty interesting.
It's not even on my pull list.
I got the first issue. It looks pretty interesting. And then there's going to be a game. We're going to have UNN's going to have a Game of Thrones panel. Then we're going to do Saturday at 2. UNN is going to be doing the UNN live panel where it's going to be introductions to UNN, who we are, what we are, things like that. And then at 4 will be the Mario Kart fundraiser. And then Sunday will be our Orville panel. So, pretty booked.
Yay.
Well, I'm
This
actually.
is just UNN stuff. And, I mean, is that everything?
Uh,
Am I missing anything?
let's see. Malarkey,
Game of Thrones?
Game of Thrones,
Live?
Yeah, you're in live.
Mario
Game of
Kart?
Live, Mario Kart, and then Orville. Yeah,
Orville,
that's
that's it.
pretty much it. And then we are going to be broadcasting at the Drunken Big Wheel Race
Right.
Friday night. And I'm strongly urging everybody after we're done with our 2 o'clock panel, we're going to run over real quick to Joel Beaver's live performance. And I think they said he's at the main stage. Where's that?
So, if you... So, it's a good thing that you asked that question. So, let's go to the app, because the app should have a map. That rhymed. I made fun.
And just in case you guys want to know how quick it is to download the app, since he said that, I've now downloaded it.
Heck yeah.
And as soon as I hit check mark, I'm signed up and signed in.
Yeah, you could actually
So
make
yeah,
your little
it's
account.
very quick and easy.
Yep. You can also, the cool thing I like about this, and this is what helps me as a director, because I've got so much stuff I've got to do between the panels that I'm running, checking on other panels, the panels that I'm doing with
geez.
you. You can set your own schedule. So once you go down through here, like if you look at the main schedule, it gives you the option to star
Ryan's seeing
stuff.
Chris with green hair over here.
And once you start it, once you get it started, you can go to your own schedule, and only the stuff that you start is in there, so you have your
Oh,
own
yeah.
personalized schedule.
I had no clue when
That
he
is
did
so
that.
People
to me
like
a
me
lot.
that
Yeah.
get into too many things.
Right.
So-
There is so much
You know.
going on.
Well, here's the good thing about Con Nooga, though, is a lot of their panels and programming only go from like 2 to 250, 3 to
Right.
350.
Just
That
gives
way
you
you've
like
got a 10-minute window to get where you need to go. The people who are leaving the panel are giving time to people who are coming in,
Right.
Stuff like that. So,
You gotta choose a card, y'all.
Where the main stage, so the main stage, there's going to be 2 stages. Basically, what they've done is they've taken the big,
We're not
huge
a card,
room
whatever.
that the convention center has on our end of the thing. We've cut it in half. Half of it's going to be the dealer's room, and then they cut the other half in half, and one side's going to be stage 1, one side's going to be stage 2.
Be the fastest one to press the button. Heck yeah, I can do this.
Be the fastest one to press the
basically,
buttons.
what happens is a map of these 4 buttons will show, and it'll highlight the one you got to press. And
I'm out.
Wow.
Yeah.
Mark and I are just gonna sit here and talk about Con Nooga.
Yeah, we're going to
Yeah.
That sounds good.
That's it. Y'all play the game.
Here we go, y'all.
Mark and I will be the entertainment. It'll
Yeah.
be good.
Alright, works. Something to watch and something to listen to.
There we go.
Yeah.
Oh, Sarah.
I know.
So I'm trying
That
to.
was not a pun, Grant. That was just a funny rhyme. Funny rhymes are not puns. So my girlfriend and my son both dislike my puns.
Aww.
Most people just.
Oh, I
puns.
couldn't
They're
imagine
too,
why.
Too nice to say
You know what?
anything
I
about
don't
it.
know, but that's okay. But so basically, that's the basics for the app. Like I said, just download it, do your own personal schedule. Life gets to be fun,
Very
I
cool.
go bye
and then you
Bye,
can
Sarah.
log in and highlight all the UNM stuff, and then you can go and find all the other stuff that you want to do.
And I have to say, like, now that I've lived here like 4 years now, the longer you've lived here, the more complicated your Con Nooga schedule is because all your friends want you to go to their thing.
Yep. Yeah.
Like
I know.
the last
Well-
2 years, I've had like no commitments, and now I'm like,
Bye, Ashley.
okay, well I think I have to do this thing, I have to do that. All right, well my friend's doing this thing. Oh, I'm so sorry, I can't go. I have to do something else.
Yeah. With me, it's because I'm a director. I have to make sure that all the panels in my track have everything they need. So technically, from the time we open until the time we close,
You're busy, busy, busy.
I don't have. I mean, like, I'm only running one panel myself this year, and that's the one that I run every year, which is the Star Wars versus Star Trek debate, which is my baby. But
and it just so happens to be opposite of
I
our
know,
big
I hate
UNM
that.
panel.
But that's
Oh,
okay.
no.
I'm pretty excited about the Game of Thrones panel, to be honest.
Give it
Also,
to
you
yeah,
got
and see,
picked.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
try to make it to all the panels that UNN's doing that I can, because I really want to sit in on the Orville panel because,
Star Trek though, Orville, it's kind of like.
So here's my thing: we will start this debate. Have
That's
you
okay,
watched
it's
any of
okay.
Discovery? Okay, for
Don't
me,
throw objects at me, please.
no. So
No, it's the new one that's just on the
Discovery
streaming
is the
app.
newest one. Okay, so for me, okay, who is a diehard fan of the original series, Next Generation, stuff like that, the Orville is more in the legacy of what Roddenberry's vision of the future would be
Okay.
than what Star Trek Discovery is.
I've heard it said by a lot of people that Orville was supposed to be like a comedy and spoof type thing, but it actually did a good enough job to be like kind of like a
amazing.
tribute more than
It
anything.
Did.
It did. Well, see, the thing is Seth was a huge Star Trek fan. Like, there was a video I saw the other day of back when he was a teenager of him cosplaying Captain Kirk and one of his friends cosplaying Spock, and they had built a set and they filmed this whole
that's
thing.
awesome.
And I mean, you can tell it's kids filming this thing, but my God,
Yeah.
it was great.
Right,
And
right,
so,
right.
I have to agree with you.
Okay.
Like, watching the Orville, like the
Yes.
very first episode.
Okay.
I was a little worried because there was just too much campy humor but as you go through the season, it slowly shrinks how much humor there is. I mean, there's
Yeah.
humor in every episode, but it just the amount of it gets a little bit lower, and the pure hardcore science fiction just is amazing.
I think. Let's
Are we
see,
good,
what
Ashley?
What have I watched from Orville?
Oh, yeah.
I was like, my roommate's a pretty big Orville fan, so I've seen a little bit in bits and pieces here and there, but it's kind of like,
Oh, I'm horrible. at
it's always like
this
serious stuff, but like underlying like goofy drama / humor
Yeah.
as well. I
There
kind of enjoy that.
I mean, there were a
actually.
couple of episodes, like, one of my favorite episodes is called About a Girl.
We're just punching
And
nothing.
what they
trying.
do
No, it's
is
not.
there's this
one. Okay,
race.
that was horrible.
There's this race, and their entire race is all male. Okay? Whenever
No,
there is a
no,
female
no,
born,
Yeah, go that way,
they
go
are
that way.
gender reassigned to being male.
Interesting.
And
How do you
Okay.
get it
so
to move?
the
Hey.
entire the entire episode was around one of the parents wanted them gender reassigned, the other parent wasn't sure, and of course the crew, who was coming at it from a purely human perspective, was like, that's just wrong, you know, you can't do that. And so there was this big huge trial and the whole 9 yards about whether or not their daughter should be reassigned a different gender. Amazing.
It was some of the best TV of the year.
And I mean, that goes back to what Gene Roddenberry was doing with Star Trek when it originally came out. Let us take this really, really, really sensitive topic. Hey, there's a black woman on our bridge. And let's put it right in your face.
Yeah.
You know.
But we're not going to talk about it either.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know.
Because it's not an actual problem.
Right, exactly. And, you know.
It's not treated like a problem because it's not a problem.
And, you know, there's been a couple of others as well. I mean, you know, Seth is pretty big about hitting political stuff, you know, and he is.
I was a really big fan of the. One of the biggest disagreements of the whole season that me and Amber had was I loved the one where the entire planet's society was basically based off of social media votes.
Oh, that was a great episode.
Yeah, I love that episode, but Amber was like, it just went
Okay,
too...
by that time,
That sounds like a Black Mirror episode.
Political statement, political statement, political statement.
It was.
And I
It was just one right after the
I need
other.
a break.
Well,
That was my thing.
But
It
that
wasn't
player-
a bad episode.
it wasn't so much political, though, for that one. I mean, it was more of a...
Okay, well,
It was
it's
more of...
social commentary.
Yeah, it's more of a social commentary of
It was
where we
all
are
social
today.
commentary, though, really. And by that time, it was like the third episode in a row, and I was like, I can't deal.
Because, I
I need
mean,
a
when you
break.
seriously think about it, how many people in our world today are glued to their phones 24/7?
Me, who's fourth player?
Everyone.
You know, who, I mean,
Oh,
you
I
know,
got mine
and-
right here.
Sarah.
Oh, I have to. No,
You have to press the button, Sarah.
Oh, but like that's why I like.
I'm stepping off screen for a second to put trash up.
Okay.
I was gonna say, I guess it has a nerdy moments, but like every episode is so different that it's hard to call it a nerdy show, but it can be. But that's partly why I like Black Mirror.
I need to
started
watch
watching
that.
Black
I've heard
Mirror.
good things
Speaking
about
of,
And,
we
yeah.
did the
Reviewed the
first-
first episode of season 2.
Okay,
Is
I
what
haven't.
we did.
I haven't really. It's hard to keep track because there's also like anywhere from like 3 to 6 episodes per season.
The
But-
first season's 4 episodes, and we just started.
Yeah, so I've definitely watched the whole first season, and then for some reason Netflix auto fast forwarded me to the first episode of season 4,
It'll do that,
which is
yeah.
actually the Star Trek spoof. Not Star Trek spoof, but the programmer that makes this video or the
Which,
video game world.
that was the one that
Yeah.
everybody said that episode that they were talking about,
Mm-hmm.
they were saying that because Black Mirror did that episode first.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody was saying that the majority vote episode of Orville was very reminiscent of that Black Mirror episode.
So they kind of just like they're like, hey, let's trade concepts for an episode each.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, that episode was interesting.
But I mean, I love the Orville, and I had issues with Discovery all the
what
way
the
up
heck?
through. I will admit. So here's the thing for me.
Dwight
I'm a
from
diehard
The
Star
Office
Trek
is
fan.
in
Damn
it.
it!
Dang it.
With
No.
all the way up
There
until
we
the
go.
final episode, it didn't feel like Star Trek to me.
No.
But I don't grasp the concept
What do you
of the
mean?
main. The main character,
So,
like
how
Michael
do you
Burnham,
know?
like I have no idea how she is still in Starfleet, because every time you turn around, she's been
Play that
given an
game.
order and she violates that order. She's just constantly bucking the system, constantly
wow.
going on. You know,
It's
It's-
called leadership
yeah.
skills.
So
right?
cool.
But she doesn't.
That's
You know,
stealing for me.
and it's just
Disobedience,
like,
it's called leadership.
yeah, I don't get that. You
Yeah.
know, personally, I think Doug Jones's character would have been a better character to revolve the show around, and it has nothing to do with the fact that Michael's black or that she's a woman. It's just that he's a better written character.
I was gonna say, see, I can't really have an intelligent conversation about Star Trek.
That's funny. Like Jen in the chat said, the majority vote basically was about the fact that the majority vote doesn't necessarily mean the smartest choice, which is true.
Very
Fair. That's very fair. But yeah, in the Star Wars versus Star Trek debate, I would have to lean Star Wars every time, just because it's what I'm the most informed about.
Star Wars.
Yeah.
So, what are your thoughts on The Force Awakens
Force Awakens. I thought it
and
was
the Last Jedi? Let's go. I'm sorry, I skipped one. Let's go to The Last Jedi.
Last Jedi. All right. Last Jedi, I thought it was visually gorgeous, which, to my understanding, is that Star Wars kind of started as a, like, let's do the most, like, visually impressive, technically advanced for the time kind of techniques that we can use. To the fact, like, I liked it. I haven't seen one that I haven't liked, and a lot of people would disagree with me on that, because, like, I even liked, like, well, I was kind of an angsty teenager, so even Episode 3 resonated with me. I liked Episode 3. Everybody else hated it, but that's okay.
Well, they get a lot of hate because the internet's just the internet.
I also just really like Natalie Portman, too.
Well, yeah.
So, but I thought
How we doing?
Last Jedi...
beating each other up.
I think the problem with Last Jedi is so many people had so many expectations, but they're not writing the movie according to your expectations. They're writing it as the film that they want it to be, not what you want it to be.
And I have
And
to
I
agree
kind
with
of admire that, honestly.
I have to agree with that. I had a few issues with it. Like overall, I thought it was a decent movie. I still think that since the new stuff has come out, Rogue One's probably been the best movie out of the series.
Rogue One was the only one I haven't seen in theaters, and I still, like, I think I will probably always regret that.
It was visually amazing.
Rogue One was the only
I
Star
thought
Wars
Rogue One was
film that I
okay,
have
but
not
I
seen
don't
in a theater.
definitely don't regret not seeing it in theaters.
Yeah.
But
Haven't it be the only one that you haven't seen in theaters, though? I've seen literally all of the other movies in
I have
theater
too.
except that one.
yeah.
I
So
I'm bummed.
for me, I had issues. So my main issue was with when Leia got blown out into space.
Oh Lord.
That would have been the perfect place.
I thought she was
Right,
alive.
cinematically and everything, let her die. That
Just
would
let
have been
her go.
perfect. It would have
Yeah.
been a perfect ending for her. We wouldn't have had to explain in episode 9 where the hell she is now.
Right.
You know.
Oh, I guarantee she dies in between movies.
Yeah,
They'll
she's
just-
gonna have to.
Although
It'll be in the
I will
crawl.
say the thing that I do like about that scene is it kind of plants that thing of like, oh my god, maybe she's a Force user too.
Well, no, she is.
Oh yeah, obviously.
But for the people that haven't like read books and followed it all the way, for like the
Yeah,
common
that
general
was kind of
public,
a-
that's a very good way to plant that. Holy crap, she's a Force user too. Because
But-
unless you're really super avid into it, you probably don't know that.
So here's the question though: how did they get her back inside? She
That's
flew
airlock.
herself
Have you-
to the door of the bridge.
You know where I'm going with this?
How it should have ended. You saw
Yes.
that? Yeah. She flew herself to the door of the bridge. If they open that door, they all get sucked into space.
True.
So,
It's true.
well, look, we've already realized, especially in regards to what was it, Empire Strikes Back, where they land on the asteroid. The asteroid doesn't have atmosphere; it's floating through space. And in the Star Wars universe, you can go out into space with nothing but a respirator.
No,
But then, like, by
well,
the same-
it could have. But there, as long as there's gravity, I mean, we don't know what the atmospheric conditions inside that cave were. Unless we rephrase like, we do
Asteroids
not
don't
know what
have a
the
gravitational
we do not know what the
force.
atmospheric
Guardians of the
conditions
Galaxy.
inside of the space worm were.
Asteroids don't have a gravitational pull.
Yeah, but at the same time,
Depends on how
this
big
is
they are.
Star Wars. Do we really have
Enough mass.
I mean, we're talking about the Force, for God's sake. Do we really need to nickel and dime it today?
That's why I'm like, I'm willing to suspend disbelief because
Yeah, that's the
if
thing.
I recall, they cut to a totally different story during that scene, and she was just in the medical
for a
bay
while,
afterwards. And like, I'm willing to suspend disbelief. It's Star Wars. Like, if we're gonna nickel and like nitpick every little thing, like, can you actually have an explosion in space?
Yeah,
There's
it's
no
explosive
oxygen for the
decompression.
fire
Kinsey says you're
Can
addicted
you
to
have a
social media on your
fire?
phone.
in
Yeah.
space.
I'm just gonna call you out.
No, I read that, and yeah.
Like, you can't even have a fire in space because there's no oxygen, but we see fires all the
Fair.
time and we just go with it.
Yeah.
What? Are you
Look,
serious?
I'm telling you, a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away, physics were different.
That's the definition of
Now,
it.
I will, however, say the how it should have ended on The Last
Was
Jedi.
hilarious.
I liked the ending of the movie better for that than what really happened.
Yeah.
Because the fact that they actually showed up together and they shoot all the lasers at him and he stops them and shoots them back like a baseball bat.
Right.
That was a
That's
better
not how
ending.
light works.
Yeah.
That's not how light physics work.
Well, no, that's the thing, because remember in The Force Awakens, Kylo Ren stops that blaster ball, right?
Yeah.
Okay, and so in the How It Should Have Ended cartoon,
I hate this one.
Rey and Luke show up on the desert planet, and Kylo goes, "Everybody shoot them!" And so everybody shoots, and Luke just stops them all.
Really?
And he's like, "Wait, that's not possible!" And Hux looks at Ren and goes, "You did it." And then Luke and Rey take out their lightsabers and they just start batting them back at the bad guys.
Yeah, that sucks.
But he's like, "Wait, no, blah blah blah," and they're
Hey,
like,
Beowulf.
"You did it."
Hey, Beowulf, man, what's going on?
You can't bounce a light off a light. It doesn't work.
Well,
That's all right. The
Lightsabers have a
lightsaber
magnetic field
shouldn't
around.
stop. It should just keep going indefinitely.
But can you
If
then
you
like
read
the
any of the
magnet?
actually, if you
Science.
read
God
any of the old
damn
West
it.
End games,
Alright.
role-playing games, they explain that it's a magnetic field that wraps it back on itself,
Oh,
and
holy
it's
crap.
not light; it's a stream of plasma.
Okay.
Advance.
So much for that.
Dude,
Right.
yeah.
I'm a Star Wars geek too.
Those crystals are special, man.
Yeah, they're Folgers crystals. We've secretly
I
replaced
thought you
your
said those pickles were
Kyber
special.
crystals
I
with
was like,
Folgers
wait, what?
crystals. Let's see what happens.
Oh my God, we made those pickle sandwiches.
You made the pickle sandwiches?
Yes.
We're gonna eat them.
Do you want one before
Yes.
the end of the night? I'll make you one.
I want one.
Yes.
I'm
So-
on a low carb diet and I need electrolytes. Let's do it.
You want one right now?
Good.
Yeah.
Wait, no.
Well, not,
See,
what's
okay,
that?
let's finish this.
Intermission.
Look, I will say the video games tonight are kind of secondary, and like probably like whoever wants to play next can play, and we may just turn this into like a big talk show.
That means sounds good to me.
How do I pronounce this? Jen Tollin? Is that?
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with you. I go into things and I question things. I can suspend my disbelief up to a point, but then after a while, I'm just like, wait.
Well,
It's also
I
like
can suspend my belief for a lot of things because, as I tell Lonnie all the time, it's a movie. It's not
it is
real.
a movie. It's a movie and it's a sci-fi
Freaking A.
movie.
It's not. It's still
It's
not
fiction.
real. Yes, fiction. I'm like,
It is
just let me
fantasy
pretend
and
leave
fiction.
me
It is
alone.
specifically science fiction. Therefore, the science is fiction.
Yes.
This science is fiction. Okay, let's just
science.
stop
fiction.
ruining movies.
Double feature fiction show. So, did y'all hear that they are doing a remake of the Greatest American Hero TV series? Or am I the only
I
one?
heard about that like
Or
2
am I
years
the
ago.
only one, like they are redoing it.
I
Like
forgot about
It's been greenlit. They're redoing it with a female
I
lead.
like this one. You can attack people with flamethrowers. Sorry.
I heard about
The
it.
fact that Amber is excited about flamethrowers should worry Lonnie.
As long as she doesn't get excited about knives, we're okay.
Who's not excited about flamethrowers?
Oh,
What's
Crap.
happening?
Okay, how do you do it again?
Okay,
What do you
the right
press?
thing.
I mean X. Just
In
kidding.
what way are flamethrowers not exciting?
Right.
Well, if they were pointed at you, I'm pretty sure you wouldn't be that excited about them.
But like,
I mean, you know, I'm
I
fairly
mean, excited, but not excited is not always a positive.
There would be adrenaline. It's just a different kind of
Well,
adrenaline.
everybody leave me alone.
Nobody's gonna leave you alone.
Everybody's
Nobody.
like following me around.
No, everybody gang up on Lonnie.
Which one is Lonnie?
Lonnie's the green one. Gang
Oh, yeah.
up on him.
Everybody
Aaron
gang
just
up.
did. It's like, hi, Lonnie.
Gang up on
This is
Lonnie,
your new
the
asshole.
story of Untitled Nerd Network.
Come on, Lonnie. It's 3 girls ganging up on you. You should be good with this.
Welcome to the Untitled Flame Network. Wait, no.
I died. Boo.
Leave me alone.
No, kill him.
Get him.
Get him. Come on, guys.
Stand on the
Dang
wall.
it.
No, get him.
I'm trying.
Like he needs 2 more hits, y'all.
If you
Okay,
stand on
just
top of the
kill.
wall.
Yes! Way to go. Yes!
So I need to know for science. If you
What?
stand on top of the wall, when it's down, if it goes up, does it like launch you in the air?
I think it
We've
just pushes
never
you
tried
out the
that
way.
before.
I think it just pushes you out the way.
Aww.
I know. Better.
Dang it, why you gotta be that person and ask the hard questions?
Wow. And yes, Beowulf, we are super... Oh, wait. He said sup nerds. I thought he was saying super nerds. I was like, well, yeah, that's us. But
No,
All of the
so-
above.
He did say, I imagine an
Option
explosion in
C, all of the
space will
above.
only last as long as the oxygen would allow, adjusted by the amount of time the vacuum... Man, you're getting way too technical.
So
over
if
there.
it's a vacuum, there's already no oxygen.
But there was oxygen inside the bridge.
There's just enough inside
True.
the ship to...
Yeah.
And then that's it.
That's okay.
I feel like
Personally,
they have to
I
have a
love the
contingency
fact...
for that.
I personally love the fact that Firefly was the first science fiction show that showed no sound in space. That
Any
was
music?
No, I mean like they would have music, but like no engine sounds, no.
Oh, we're
like-
getting cards.
Yeah, which is awesome. And I'm still like,
That's what I'm doing.
Summer Glau, man. You just can't put Summer Glau in anything.
You didn't get a card.
Well, you can. I mean,
No, you can't. It'll end. It'll
You remember
end
that,
before its time.
Well, yeah.
Name
Well,
something-
that's like, see, that was why I was a little bit concerned about Adrienne Paccadelli on Orville, because, like, there's been several pilot shows that they've tried to put her in that have been canceled. Like, she was Wonder
I
Woman
got time.
for an episode.
Really?
Yep. And if
So-
you ever want to watch a Wonder Woman that'll make you cringe, watch that one.
Dang.
So, did anybody
You
else?
get to pick the game.
Oh,
Did you?
anybody else ever watch The Cape?
Let's do.
Oh, God, yes!
For what?
The
The
Cape.
Cape.
It's,
It was so good. It's like this
You have to
vigilante
pick one that's
superhero
highlighted
TV
in
show
white.
Oh.
where
Yeah.
this
It was
they
like
like
on
fake this
CBS or
guy's
NBC.
this FBI. I don't remember what network
he was
it
a cop.
He was a cop, but they fake his death. And then he has to go vigilante. Meanwhile, he has like a wife and his son, and it's like all like super heartbreaking and shit because they can't know he's alive.
Yep.
But he ends up taking up with this carnival troupe, like a sideshow
All you
troupe,
gotta do is click.
Yep.
and they take care of him and give him this cape, and like he
It
he
was a
probably
cool show.
got like the most uninteresting act in the troupe, but they never really went into the performances too much. Summer Glau was in it.
Yep, they brought her
and
in like
she
year
was
together.
awesome, and they didn't even finish the first season.
I know.
I need
Oh,
a finale.
But it was a cool
I didn't
series.
mean
though.
to do that.
It was so
golly, I
good,
didn't know anybody
but
else
I
had
just
seen that.
really wanted an
Oh,
ending. I
I
need
didn't-
an ending so
Yeah.
bad.
I didn't know anybody else had seen that.
Because
That's awesome.
literally the last episode they had was Summer Glau's character having like a psychotic breakdown in the floor.
No.
And then the
Ah,
series
fell off
just
the
ended.
edge.
They never,
Oh,
like, there was
crap.
like 2 episodes left in the season that they never
Here I
aired.
am.
Yep.
And I'm still mad about it.
Like I forget where I saw that.
That was
like,
probably
it was
like
on-
2010. That
It
was,
was on
8,
Netflix.
It was 8
for a
years ago,
while.
and I'm still mad
Dang
about it.
No.
But that you're right.
No!
That
Oh my
was
God.
amazing. Oh my god.
It was so good.
I know.
If you want a really good show without an ending, go find the
Go
cake
watch-
somewhere.
Go watch the Cape. Yeah.
Watch Firefly. I've actually
what
never
else?
seen Firefly.
You, what?
I've
haven't
seen
either.
part
Well,
of
okay,
it.
wait, hang on. Kinsey refuses to watch it.
I've seen part of it.
Well, it's been hyped up so
Hey,
much.
look,
Hey, look at that.
It's really good. Like as hype, like there's some things that have
69?
been really hyped up
Jeez.
that I was disappointed in.
That's
but
what she
Firefly
said.
was the
Oh
one.
my god.
Right? I've said that many times. If you have to hype it up, it's not worth it.
My secret lover says,
Anyway.
I think my favorite cult classic was Blade Runner.
Blade Runner.
Well, I don't know. Blade Runner was good, but
Sure,
if we're
sorry.
talking outside of science fiction, Princess Bride.
Outside of science?
Yeah.
Fantasy. Okay.
Cult, like favorite cult movie.
I'll-
Like, you know,
That's like
How about
high
let's?
fantasy.
Now, I just actually got
Never
to
ending
doing-
story. I was so pissed off at that because it ended. Like I went into a movie expecting like
You're
I was a kid when
ridiculous
it
right
came.
now. I can't
I went
with
into
you.
the movie. I was a kid. I was expecting there not to be an ending, and it ended. I was upset.
Wow. I don't
But-
even know what to say to
It
that.
says,
I was a kid.
To be fair, it's never ending. To be fair, when I was a kid, I used to watch movies over and over just to see if the ending would be different the next time.
Yeah.
I can't
Oh,
tell you how many
shoot,
times I
Jen.
watched Lion King hoping that Mufasa wouldn't die the next time.
So it was, I
I
took
was
a,
like 2 or 3.
I took a quiz the other day, and it said that I was Scar as a Disney villain.
yeah,
I can get behind that completely.
Yeah.
Long
It
live
said-
King. Yeah, I totally see it.
It was one. There was one that I took that it came up with 2 different Disney villains, and I got. I know one of them was Shere Khan.
Yes.
They were both animals. One was Shere Khan, and I can't for the life of me remember what the other one was right now.
I could totally see you
Me being Shere Khan.
cosplaying that. That's so
I
funny.
can
Ooh,
cosplay a tiger.
Yeah, I can.
I
Yeah.
could totally see that. Like Shere Khan and Tailspin wearing a business suit. And then
So
I know. I'm sorry.
I will have to.
I don't know.
Jen has pointed out that Summer hasn't killed every show she's been in because she was in Arrow. She was
Arrow's
in a couple
dead.
shows.
Sorry.
Well, Arrow died back in season 3, but don't get me to go there because Arrow, truth be told, season 3 was the let's take a Batman story and apply it to Oliver Queen.
Ain't that what they did in season
License.
1?
That's
Yeah,
a licensing problem.
Well, yeah, still,
Because-
but
yeah.
still, I mean, if okay, and they kind of sort of did what I thought they should have do with Legends of Tomorrow. But truth be told, if you're going to do, you don't have to bring Ra's al Ghul in to fight Green Arrow. That's a Batman villain. And not only that, not only do you bring him in, but you bring him in going, you're going to be my heir. That's a Batman storyline right there.
Yeah.
Bring in Vandal Savage, let Vandal Savage fight Queen.
I really think that they really wanted to do a Batman story, but they couldn't because they can't have Batman.
Well, yeah.
Right, come on.
But, so, on that same vein, so they have Roy Harper, and they're like, oh, I'm going to go somewhere else. This place isn't good for me. Where does he go? Bloodhaven.
Yep.
And they were going to make a live-action Titans show. And I was
They're still working on
so excited.
They're still working on that.
But they want to have Roy Harper, they want to have Nightwing, they want to have Barbara Gordon as Oracle, but they cannot use Batman. They cannot talk about Batman.
No,
So,
what I've seen is not a Nightwing, but a Robin. Because
Ashley.
My understanding was that it's Dick Grayson starting out as Robin and becoming Nightwing.
Most likely by season 2, but
let me
see if I've still got the picture.
Try again.
Because they did.
The last thing I heard was they were supposed to have. The last thing I heard was they were supposed to have a trailer out in the beginning of 2018.
I don't know who the actor is, but that's who they're doing with their Dick Grayson, and that's him in costume.
Pretty good considering you didn't have a hammer the whole time. You just had a place.
But on that same
was just running away.
because they can't have Batman, I feel like that Oliver Queen would be, or like that version of Oliver Queen would have been an okay substitute. But
I just Oliver Queen, when you have to go back to old school DC stuff. Like, Oliver was always doing everything Batman was doing. He had quartered himself in a cave, he had an arrow car, he had a kid sidekick, he had an aeroplane, he had an arrow, he was the bowman,
because you have modern licensing issues and certain companies owning certain characters and, like, the rights to use those characters.
Which really sucks, because they came this close to Suicide Squad.
You'll never be able to have old school Batman.
Oh, no.
Ever. Because nobody will give up those rights. And you know what? You mentioned Suicide Squad. What's funny about that is in the Arrow, there was a little Easter egg in one of the episodes where they were doing one of those side missions. You know,
it was deleted.
Yeah. Well, they didn't really mention the Harley.
No, they mentioned Harleen Quinzel in one episode.
Did they?
By name.
Yeah, they did.
I'd have to look
Well,
look it
it
up.
was like a way older episode, but they're on the, I can't remember the name of the island right now, where they keep all their prisoners.
I know
where Amanda Waller keeps all her prisoners. They had Tara Strong as Harley Quinn in that cell.
I had it set to 2 because we got so many
you
people.
hear her say like one line, I can't remember what it was, but it was just like, because Tara Strong voiced Harley Quinn in so many things.
Yeah, she said something about being a therapist.
Something about being a therapist and something like that, and I don't know, just me and my fiance, when we were watching that, we were like, oh my god, they're gonna do it!
Yeah, everybody was so thrilled that Harley Quinn was going to be a part of it, and then they just scrapped the whole thing.
But it's hard. But it's hard to do that because you can't. Which, truth be told, they don't get me started on how badly they screwed Joker in Suicide Squad and Dark Knight.
I didn't think it was that bad.
And Dark Knight too.
I did not like.
God,
Okay,
you
let
hate
me back up. Hang on, wait. Let me back up. Heath Ledger did an amazing job playing in a sociopathic killer. The writers did a horrible job writing the Joker.
I can agree with that statement.
Because for me,
I'll accept that opinion, but I'm not going to accept it as fact.
For me, Joker, there has to be a punchline at the end of it. God. Okay, there has to be a punch. For example, perfect example I can give you is I actually wrote a fan fiction story where Joker kidnaps Danny Bonaducci from a movie premiere.
So my fan
Danny
fiction.
Bonaducci.
Wait for it.
I can't wait.
He kills him at Christmas time and hangs him in a pear tree in Gotham Park.
Give me a break right now.
She gets the joke. Do you get the joke?
A partridge in a pear.
It's a partridge. Danny Bonaducci played Danny Partridge in the Partridge Family.
Partridge, I get it.
So you can still be sick, you can still be twisted, you can still be connected.
you.
But there's a punchline.
But we just use your personal fan fiction as a reason why certain canon things that should not be canon.
It has nothing to do with that. It's just there has to be a punchline, and there was no
Yeah.
punchline to his joke. The funniest thing he did was the thing with the pencil and the phone call. I want my phone call. But
I actually had a bumper sticker that my dad custom made for me on my car for a while. It was just a pencil, and it said, "You want to see a magic trick?"
Aww.
And everybody was either really confused or absolutely loved it. That was my first car had that bumper sticker on.
But I mean, I'm
good.
a purist when it comes to my Joker. There has to be a punchline. At
Hey,
the
my
end of whatever
apologies,
he's
but the
doing.
video games
There
really
has to
taking
be
a
a
back
I
seat
feel like,
there.
see,
Yeah.
that's why I'm glad with stuff like that. I'm kind of glad that I'm not such a purist, because the more of a purist you are, the more disappointed you're going to be in other people's interpretations.
Yeah.
You're
See,
always going to be disappointed.
for
because it's
me,
not
the
way you
Joker
want it
looks
to
like
be.
Jack Nicholson and sounds like Mark Hamill.
Right?
Yeah.
That is actually very true.
Perfect.
But,
Yeah.
you know, going back to Arrow and how they really wanted it to be Batman.
Oh, you
That-
want
The tricks, Mark Hamill
mayonnaise,
as-
mustard, ham,
Small amount, yeah, mayonnaise, mustard, ham. Sounds good.
tomato.
No tomato.
Cheese.
Wait, what are you making?
No cheese.
No cheese, no tomato.
Just,
A
yeah.
pickle sandwich.
I'm gonna have a pickle
No cheese.
sandwich.
You don't want provolone?
What is a pickled sandwich?
On
A
a really
pickle
weird
sandwich.
diet.
It's a sandwich made out
Yeah.
of pickle.
I'm gonna have a pickle sandwich.
I'd like one of those too, please. That sounds
Like,
pretty
let me
freaking
try
This is
cool.
the
that.
pickle sandwich show. Whatever that means.
Lonnie posted the recipe from one of those
Yeah.
videos on Facebook.
I'm actually
Okay.
really excited.
Yeah, and Rhiannon was
Sarah's
like,
like,
"That's
no.
all-" Sarah's like, no, thank you.
I'm like,
I love pickles.
So, I just have to say...
Lin Yu is the name of the prison island. Thank you,
Yeah,
Jen.
Leon Yu.
Leon Yu.
But going back to the whole Mark Hamill thing, when they brought in the trickster character, which was played by Mark Hamill, I was like, they really wanted it to be the Joker so bad.
Oh, dude, there's scenes in there where you can actually hear him slipping into Joker's voice, which was what was amazing. But
Yeah,
the
it was
coolest
good.
part of that is because he did play the Joker back in the '90s Flash series.
Mm-hmm.
All the pictures of him from him in costume and stuff were pictures from the '90s series.
That's
And they
awesome.
just did an episode recently where they had Prank, and it's the same actress who played Prank back in the '90s. And there's
Okay.
pictures of her from the '90s series in her costume.
I was gonna say, like, so as far as the Arrow, when they killed Laurel, that's when I stopped watching.
She's still dead.
See,
I don't know. I'm not sure. I don't
She's
care.
still dead.
Nobody that dies in that show ever stays dead.
I stopped
And it's
watching
bullshit, honestly.
Laurel. Wait, Laurel. Yeah,
Wait, when they
Not
did...
drawn
Alright,
for the date
so we're gonna
yet.
have some
Just FYI, Jen.
yeah.
major Arrow spoilers if anybody somehow is starting from the beginning right now. But, so that whole episode where they kind of, like, teased that it was possibly Felicity that died,
Yeah.
and then it turned out to be Laurel instead. You know, they had that episode...
Laurel was the white canary, right? No, wait.
Laurel-
Laurel's what they called black canary. Never mind. Okay.
Yeah,
I'm
Laurel's
sorry.
black
I keep forgetting they
canary,
didn't call her
Sarah
Diana.
is white canary.
Yeah.
though, wasn't she?
Yeah, it started out, Sarah was Black Canary, died, came back, they made her White Canary, and then she left and joined Legends of Tomorrow.
You want
And
mustard
then-
and mayonnaise?
Yes, please.
Which is an amazing show.
Yeah, I haven't been keeping up with that either. See, like,
Jen says she stays dead.
okay, well, good for her. Finally, they learned their lesson. Like, we brought all these people back from the dead, and they were all super fucked up. I'm sorry, I'm swearing a lot. I'm not sure.
It's
if
okay.
that's
Well, I mean, it's
Saturday
all
Night
over
Crew,
you
there's a
and
lot
him.
of swearing. Just,
Okay.
Yeah.
All right,
Go with
they
it.
fed me Jameson, and by them I mean me. But
Jameson. Let's drink.
but so they started doing the thing with TV, which is the exact reason why I had to stop keeping up with comic books, and that is like I didn't have the finances to sink into every comic series that was a spin-off of every other comic series. I don't have a day every week to watch a show.
Yeah.
No
I-
provolone?
No problem.
I'll take provolone on mine.
Thank you. One with, one without, please,
Get
Lenny.
one, Mark.
Thank
Oh,
you.
okay, fine.
But because then if we're following all the shows, we have Supergirl, which I don't know if it's still going on.
Supergirl is still going
Is
on.
it?
Is actually pretty good.
Is it gotten better?
Yes.
Okay,
I
good.
thought it
Like
was
I
good to begin
actually
with.
Like-
season 2 got good because they brought in a Superman who has been
Oh.
the best Superman I've seen since
Very
Christopher
good.
Reeve.
Cool.
Yay!
Yeah.
That's cool.
Awesome.
He is amazing.
You want to know a sidebar fun fact about Christopher Reeve? Like, one of the only interesting facts about the town I went to high school in is that's where Christopher Reeves has a horse riding accident.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Jen said, but she has a doppelganger that hangs around a lot.
Why?
Yeah. And
So that the actress can still have a job?
Is it
Right.
Summer Glau?
No. No, Summer Glau played like Huntress or something, didn't she?
No, Summer Glau was not Huntress.
She was somebody. I
I
forget
don't know
who
who
she
she
was.
was, but
like
she was
a
not Huntress.
villain of the week or something like
I
that.
actually really like. They could have done without the love situation thing with Huntress, but I really like that Huntress story arc.
Yeah.
I thought it was pretty cool.
Brian,
But-
Brian Lee says that's a big ass frog. That's Sarah's
Holy
Valentine's.
shit!
That's Sarah's Valentine's gift from Lonnie and I. And apparently Mark never walks on
Like,
when he sat down.
I've been sitting here and I just now okay.
I'm gonna have to go back and rewatch that.
My
That was
situation
great.
This was horrible.
Yeah.
It's funny.
Alrighty then.
Let's see. So Arrow. Okay.
So there's Arrow, there's Flash, there's Legends of Tomorrow, there's Supergirl. That's it.
And that's
look at
4
that.
shows a week. I can't even keep up with 1 show a week.
I'm having a hard time keeping up with it all because I've been
I have a
watching.
pickle sandwich.
Because see, I watch all those. Then I watch Supernatural.
I have a pickle
I watch.
I do.
I have been watch
It's
Orville
messy,
when it's
so
on.
make sure you eat it.
I did watch Star Trek Discovery just to see if maybe it got good. So,
Y'all be careful with it. That thing will.
Yeah,
That pickle will leak all over you.
Y'all. I can tell.
That's
It's got,
what
like,
she
all-
said. That's the name of my next porno.
Oh.
I'm gonna refrain from making comments about the mayonnaise right now.
Well, he did say it would leak all over you.
Let's see if we can make Rhiannon spit out the pickle.
Remember,
Okay.
I'm so used to talking to you in person.
Alright. So we have a pickle sandwich.
So I need to know your thoughts on the pickle.
They always do, don't they?
yeah.
They always want to know the thoughts.
God bless. Well,
Now
You just
Lonnie's
took
like,
this
I don't
down.
even know.
see, they can't see me. I'm off camera, so
Yeah.
nobody knows what's happening over here.
Lonnie has a pickle.
I
have
got a
a
jar of them over there. I'm a
Wow.
regular Hannibal Lecter.
Actually,
Oh,
this is pretty legit. I'm down. I'm good with this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that is actually a zesty dill too. It's not just a regular,
yeah, we got this.
so it adds a little flavor.
It's a
It's a
special
spicy
deal.
pickle.
It's a
Special
special.
deal.
That's a spicy meatball.
Oh
We
crap!
refrain from making comments about how Lonnie gave me his special pickles.
And that the mayonnaise of it.
Is anybody watching the chat right now?
I'm watching.
She is.
There's. I'm waiting on it.
On a completely unrelated note, I'm actually going to be cosplaying Hank Hill Sunday.
Yeah.
What? Finally?
I'm going to be shaving the beard.
Well, he
Wearing
did
the
it once
glasses.
before.
He did?
Yeah.
Yeah, for the
So, how do we
anniversary
get you
show.
a propane tank, though?
Can we take a
You
propane tank?
go to freaking dadgum Bilo and get one.
No, somebody has to have a propane tank that I can just, like an empty
for a
propane
prop,
tank
yeah.
that's not heavy
Well,
because
there
I'm
it goes.
weak. That I can just lug into the convention center and sit next to me.
I don't know.
Brian
what
Lee
you
said
figured-
we're speechless.
We have silenced the internet.
Jen says slow clap.
Oh, for a second I thought you were gonna say eat. He was gonna say eat it slower, but no, this is.
No, it's gone.
Coffee and Anime says, yes, I need to see this. Pickle sandwich,
The
I
pickle's
guess?
gone.
Yeah, it's
I asked
gone now.
Lonnie to make me one, but he didn't make me one. He.
I don't want to see you eat a pickle on live TV. Is what
Oh,
I-
fine. Fair enough.
Jeez, okay.
You want to have a pickle eating contest, Mark? I bet I'll win.
I actually have outlines printed for the Orville panel.
Oh,
Oh, I was gonna say, I hope it's not for the show tonight.
I hope it's not for her either.
No! Too late for
Because we're
this!
way off track. You've been awful quiet. Is there anything you'd like to add to the conversation?
I thought you wanted a
I
refill.
don't need any more.
Not particularly.
She's like, nope.
Actually, I'm gonna vacate the premises momentarily.
The only show that I'm super into right now is not a DC show. It's a Marvel show.
What
Well,
you
I mean,
watching?
But,
yeah, as long as it's
What are you
nerd
watching?
related.
What's
Yeah.
that?
As long as it's nerd related.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm ridiculously into Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Oh God, yes.
Yeah.
Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is amazing. I haven't seen
It's
anything
my
this
ringtone
season
on
though.
my phone.
I haven't seen anything this season though, like when they went to space. So I need to catch up.
It's the timeline is
I don't
weirding me out. I've had to watch a couple episodes a
Okay,
couple
well,
times.
sounds good.
I'm a smart cookie and
What?
it's
Mine
kind
now.
of confusing.
I might have
You
to
want
check it
some?
out because I've
You want
I've
some
loved
little
everything
wieners?
up till now, but I've got to get.
I just don't have
this
any more
season
tiny nuts.
What's been
Like-
your favorite season?
Oh my god.
The season right before they introduced the Inhumans, like the one that ended with Sky in the cocoon.
Yes.
Are you showing your cleavage again? Oh no,
That
you got a
was-
t-shirt on today.
That was,
Forbidden City.
yeah,
Yeah.
all that fun stuff was
Yeah.
was pretty cool.
Yeah. I like the Hive
I have
arc.
one.
I like the Deathlock arc because I like that guy as an actor
Yeah.
because he was in Angel, so I like him as an actor,
Oh, it's even
and
better.
then I like the fact that they made him Deathlock. And the really cool part about it is like, you know, they kept him looking human, but like the one time they showed the X-ray of him, he looked like the comic book version of Deathlock. So that was kind of like a cool Easter egg nod kind of a thing. But yeah, I love Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. The only problem I have with Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is they need to do more tie-ins with the rest of the Marvel Cinematic
Oh my
Universe, I
gosh.
think. You know,
Agents
like
of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yeah,
does
we're
a good
still
job.
pretty early.
they had Sif in that one episode, but like,
They referenced like Sokovia.
yeah, they reference all the stuff that happens, but apparently the Avengers still think Phil's dead.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And
How?
Fury is still alive.
Yeah, well, yeah. Which,
Uh,
that was the best Easter egg in the world. Like, at the end of, what was it? Civil War, where he died, right? No.
I got a question.
Winter Soldier.
Huh?
Winter Soldier was where
Amber, would you like
he
me?
died. And just the quote on his tombstone, I lost my
You're the
shit.
best.
Oh, the path of the righteous man.
Yeah, I lost my shit. It was funny, the person that I was dating at the time, she was like, what? I was like, you don't, you okay, never mind.
Ron Lee wants to know, have any of you seen Altered Carbon yet?
No, but it is on my list
my
on
list.
Netflix to watch. I
Altered
have
Carbon.
heard that it
I
is
didn't
something
know
to
about what
watch.
this show is. What is this show?
Yeah, what is
It's,
it about? Because I have no clue.
I really have only watched the preview for it, but it's supposedly like kind of sort of a sci-fi kind of a thing going on. Hang on, let me look it up because I really don't know. Like I saw the trailer for it; it looks cool. See here, Altered Carbon.
I'll say if we ever watch it, you can guarantee there'll be a review.
More than 300
Right.
years in the... Oh, okay, yeah, that's right. More than 300 years in the future, society has been transformed by new technology, leading to human bodies being interchangeable and death no longer being permanent. Takashi Kovacs is the only surviving soldier of a group of elite interstellar warriors who were defeated in an uprising against the New World Order. His mind was imprisoned for centuries until impossibly wealthy businessman Lawrence Bancroft offers him the chance to live again. Kovacs will have to do something for Bancroft, though, if he wants to be resurrected. Bancroft's request of Kovacs is to solve a murder, his own. Altered Carbon is based on Richard K. Morgan's cyberpunk noir novel of the same name. So that, yeah, because like I saw like where they were cloning people and transferring their minds and stuff, and that was kind of cool.
So is he one of those people, or is he like outside of that?
So he was a soldier that was fighting against the whole let's clone everybody, let's just keep transferring our consciousness, and this guy offers to bring him back, but so basically I'd be offered to bring you back, but for me to bring you back, you've got to solve my murder because someone killed my last body. Is the whole concept of the story. So I'm going to bring you back, and you're going to solve my murder.
And
Oh
crime.
wow.
So that's kind of like Minority Report.
Kind of, sort of, yeah.
Coke or off-brand?
Huh?
I'm back.
Lonnie's back. Back
Yay.
again.
Oh my God. I'm out of
Yes.
the picture.
He's out of the picture.
out of the
He's
picture.
cut himself out of the frame.
He's out of the picture.
Ding, ding, ding. There we go.
Yeah, I know, right?
Alright.
Well, I don't know.
Don, I'll ask that question when Rhiannon and Mark get back in here.
Who?
She wants a.
Clockwork Calamity. I keep calling her by her.
Did you spill something?
No, she keeps using it.
Lord have mercy. I'm so sorry. Please don't hate me. It is such a habit.
Okay.
I'm just gonna
Oh,
call
jeez.
you.
Any more stalkers, then it's your
Can we
fault.
call you CC since it'd be short for Clockwork Calamity?
I'll be good to
Not be the
remember
first
that.
people.
Look, I can probably just say, "Hey, you," and it'll
Yeah,
be
that
better.
works. Hey, you.
Or we could possibly just use what was your name for the haunt? What character were you?
I was not a character.
Oh.
I was just an inmate.
Oh, okay.
I
Inmate,
call you
patient.
inmate.
I was
Were you
I was the
all
shower
of them?
girl.
Were you at all of them?
All of them what?
At the Dread Hollow?
I was at Dread Hollow this past year. It's my only year. I started.
Well, my
half
first
that-
year too.
Sarah wants to know
My
if maybe
first
she
year,
might
too.
have saw you when she went through the door.
Oh yeah, probably. If you went through the shower and got the crap scared out of you by like a random tiny chick that was way louder than she should have been, it was probably me.
Alright,
didn't know
Dawn wants to know
that.
if any of us play Final Fantasy.
No.
15.
Yeah.
Hadn't in a while. Last time I played Final Fantasy was 7.
Yeah.
Well, they're doing a
If I put
7
my hand in
remake,
front of my face, does that
apparently.
help?
I played Final Fantasy X. That's
If it's
what-
not on Xbox, I won't play it.
This is like my prep for.
I've been too busy playing Breath of the
for
Wild.
Hana,
I
for Haunted
probably
House.
saw you, and obviously I probably had no idea it was you.
Probably. It was pretty dark in my room.
I think it's
I was like soaking wet.
close to
Except I
time.
could see you because I had night vision cameras that I could see in there with me.
Wow.
Great.
I got some
What I
good
love-
jump scares. I enjoyed it.
This is
The thing I loved about that room is there was that one, like when you came around the corner, there was that one shower curtain, and you don't know how many people I saw stop and just not know what to do
Yeah.
until you went and came out that backside and scared them through it.
Yeah.
I don't
That's what I
like-
was doing. Is like I was waiting for them to I was counting on them to enter the room, get there, be like, all right, somebody's gonna jump out from behind that curtain. Not jump out from behind that curtain, and then wait until they started moving again because they were comfortable, and then scare the shit out of them.
Yep.
And then I would try to go corral the group from the back side of the group and herd them through the room as quickly as I could to make up for the time.
For some reason, I had this mental image of you on horseback, like corralling the
I promise it was not like that.
No, it's just okay.
But yeah, I was counting on them to like anticipate that I was there, come to the conclusion that I was not there, and then be like, no wait, I actually am.
I
It
think
seemed to
it's
work.
through
It
like
worked pretty well.
the meat walk. There's a meat walker one where you're going through and you're like, I kept looking behind me, and then there's another part where you have to squeeze through something.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't like that either because I kept turning around. I was like, that's so
And well, people were like kind of getting really grossed out by my area because it's supposed to be like a bathroom, and they like plant bathroom scents in that room.
Oh, gross.
Yeah.
Fun fact, if you ever want to know what my room in the haunted house smelled like, go to Aldi and buy their knockoff of Monster.
Oh.
Yep,
It
sounds about right.
it tastes like an energy drink, and then the aftertaste and the smell smells exactly like my room in the haunted house.
That doesn't bode well.
Yeah.
It was strange.
Huh.
It was strange between the fog and the artificial smells.
We are getting close to the halfway point. Do we want to
Okay.
draw a name
Let's draw.
Woo, draw name.
to win a date with single
Draw
Sarah?
a name.
Do
Draw
we
a
ever
name.
decide who's going to draw?
Sarah's not.
Sarah is.
Sarah's drawing her suitor.
A suitor. Oh, Lord.
Now, I folded these extra times.
Extra.
You what?
He folded them.
And I folded them
extra
up just to where we couldn't like see the name or anything. The tickets. And, you know, we ended up actually getting $150
Yay!
on this promotion for the Humane Educational Society. 100% of that money, it goes to it. Da, da, da.
Alright.
Okay.
Oh, he
gotta
wants
draw
to
one.
You don't get to
draw
touch
it.
the cup. You just get to
You
reach
can't
into
touch the cup.
and pull out a name.
You can lean forward a little bit.
Quit shaking that. And let her.
Yeah, lean forward and let them see your cleavage again while you draw. And
I
then
don't have anything
Okay.
to show.
She's got her t-shirt on
Oh,
tonight.
okay.
She can't do
All
that.
right.
Who won?
Alright,
I hope
who
it's
won?
me. Your mom. Just kidding.
Wow.
That would be funny.
Holly Zuckerman.
Yay!
Zuckerman.
Yay!
Now,
Ah,
What?
Holly's like a...
Come on down. You're the next
My name better
contestant
be
on-
in that, but you didn't donate, Beowulf, and you're married, so.
Yeah.
And are you coming to Con Nooga?
Beowulf?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
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 Wait, what? What are y'all talking about?
Isn't he living like
Beowulf
Texas?
said his name better be in there.
Oh, it's still pretty far.
Yeah.
No, if I
He is
can
coming
help
out to
it,
Wizard
Beowulf and Company will be
Yeah.
at our Wizard World appearance.
Nice.
He was supposed to come to Nashville. Him and
But
Sherry.
something happened.
It's far.
The hurricane happened.
Oh yeah, that's right.
And they didn't want to leave because the hurricane happened.
Yeah.
And so yeah.
Neo said he did donate.
He
Yep.
said I did donate.
Aw.
Yeah, actually, Holly entered on December 19th during our 24-hour event. And her email said to be entered in the Con Nooga contest, please.
He did donate? Beowulf did?
Huh?
Beowulf said he
Beowulf
donated.
said he did donate,
Yeah, he did.
but he just didn't get picked.
No, I didn't count Beowulf's
It's
towards
random
that
drawing.
because we put them in. We did something for $5. What kind of
Oh,
drawing?
it was the
Mario
game.
Kart entry, right?
The game.
No,
It was
what
the
game?
game entry. The game we gave away. Jordan donated it. What
Yeah,
was
Call
that?
of Duty.
That
He
was
told me specifically
Oh, what?
that he didn't want to be entered into anything.
He's
But I went ahead and put him into the game entry anyway because I didn't feel right about him not having anything.
he said,
So-
yeah, stupid hurricane, more like a gentle breeze.
It was.
It was. That was hilarious because like they canceled outright because
Half
we had
of
it like,
Florida was here.
huh?
Half of Florida was here. And
Yeah.
it felt like.
Half of Florida.
They actually had it lined up to come to Nashville, you know, hang out with us for the weekend. Everything was going to be good, and then that hurricane was like kind of easing up towards there. So they were, oh, got to stay home, batten down the hatches. We're gonna ride it out, and you know we can't leave because our house will blow away while we're gone. So they stayed home. And the weekend
Nothing
of the
happened.
convention, they got a little sprinkle and some breeze, and that was it.
Well, that's kind of like all the like stress that we were having here about it, but
Yeah.
and
Yeah, it
then
was supposed to
what,
cause us all
nothing?
kinds of rain, and it was just like, oh yeah, it's gonna sprinkle.
Yeah.
Didn't they like cancel school or something?
Yeah.
I did.
Yeah.
Remember
Oh my
we were
God!
off
So
for
help
one
me
day.
God, they canceled school last Friday
For the flu.
for the flu.
Yes.
Yeah, like my son
Yeah,
did not
'cause
go to
well, I
school
mean, there was-
because of flu. Like,
But it's to the point that they didn't have subs to even cover staff.
oh, see,
That's
that's, not what
how
I was
it-
told. That the message they
That
sent
makes
us was
sense.
like, we're just canceling schools to make sure that your child doesn't get the flu.
Well, I mean, that
That's what I
is.
thought.
That's
It's
Yeah,
going
that's
around
the
so
same-
bad. They're
'Cause
making
you get
sure
the same
they don't
message
get
from
it.
dude. Like
That's
that
like-
same
that
recording
sounds
message from
like-
dude. Yeah.
The funny
That
thing is,
sounds
I
like
don't
when
even
you're in
have kids.
PR and you have to carefully
How do you
word
get
things so
never
it doesn't sound like you're ill equipped for a situation.
Yeah.
That's what that sounds like.
Well,
to
they
me.
sent out another one the other day. Did you get the one yesterday about, you
I
know,
don't have
in
kids
light
in
of the
school.
shooting in Florida,
Yeah.
we want to let you know that our children are safe and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
But
really?
you know what? That's better than not saying anything like
Yeah.
past superintendents. I think he's doing a great
Oh.
job.
Oh, okay.
Keeping
We're
the kids
venturing into
informed.
like school parent territory, and we need
Hey,
to.
Because we're
hey,
school
we're going to have
parents.
school parents here.
Other
I know,
people School
but-
parents too,
They ain't watching
but
this.
it's only.
We don't want
No, I don't
nerds
care who's
to get
watching.
the
I just
flu.
don't want to talk
That's
about.
it. We don't want nerds to get the flu. There you go.
Yeah.
Oh, I need to get
Oh.
Or shot. We don't want nerds
I
to get the
do
flu or
want to carry
shot.
this
Hey,
over.
but you can get your flu shot.
There you go.
I do want
See,
to carry
now
this
I'm
over
tired.
with something, and I
That's
want to hear
exciting.
everybody's opinions on this. What are the odds in our lifetime that the flu mutates into a zombie plague? Anybody?
dear
In our lifetime.
Dude,
Anyway.
forget the flu, man. The people eating bath salts in Florida are like,
Anyway.
like did you not
Eating
hear, did you hear about
faces.
that?
Yeah, that
That's
was a
been
while
bad.
back.
Well, not
Bath
just,
salts.
it's not just that they're eating faces. Like the one guy, they shot him twice, and he still kept going.
Yeah.
Like
What?
there was one guy on
Well,
the
that happens
freeway,
on like PCP and stuff
Yeah.
too.
but this was
so-
on bath salts.
Yeah, but I mean,
Bath salts
there
are
was
the
a guy
zombie
in
virus.
Florida.
Bath salts
He
are the zombie
Took
virus.
some, he took some bath salts
You
or
heard-
whatever.
heard it first
He
on the
attacked
Untitled
some
Network.
guy on the freeway, was eating his face off. A cop rolled up on it, saw it. Cop gets out. Cop gives him an order to cease and desist. Dude doesn't cease and desist. Cop shoots him, and the perpetrator starts charging the cop.
Yep.
And he shot him again, and he kept coming.
Alright.
Honestly,
my
I thought that video was
gosh.
fake.
That's horrifying.
Oh, dude, it was.
I was like, there's no way.
So
yeah,
did
there's
they-
video of it.
Did they end up catching him?
Yeah, like I think I can't remember what happened
So-
afterwards. All I saw was the video of the cop shooting him twice and him still coming. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
What is in that?
Alright, Coffee and Anime says, it's okay. Sarah's still my one true love, no matter who wins.
See, that's okay. My girlfriend
Interesting.
already claims her though.
And Beowulf said, I'm sure that one day they canceled school was the only day that the flu was going to roll through, LOL.
Exactly.
I
Beth.
imagine all the anthrax shots I've had just eat the flu strain.
I like Jen's response. I would have won had I not had to pay bills. Yeah, I feel you there.
Absolutely.
What could we all do if we didn't have to pay bills?
Oh my god.
So many things.
I would actually have a studio instead of this.
We'd probably be in trouble if we didn't have bills. Let's be real.
I'd probably be a homeowner.
Oh yeah.
No, actually I wouldn't because I'd probably just be on my couch.
That would
at
create
home.
more bills though.
I would adopt more cats. Go adopt
Yes!
cats at Humane Educational Society.
Yay!
I would be a homeowner and then adopt more cats because I don't have a limit because of my
There
apartment
you go.
lease.
So you would be a crazy cat lady at the end of the world.
You're like,
No,
I
it's
honestly.
not exclusive to cats. Like
Like-
whatever weird animals they get that nobody else wants, my house.
Oh, speaking of cats,
Can I come
do you
over
know
here?
that there's a book
Sure.
series about cats?
A what
Called
series?
Warriors. It's a book
Sure.
series.
If
called
I don't have any
Yes,
bills to
I know
pay, I
that.
might as well.
Okay, I didn't know if you knew about it or not. I saw it at work the other day, and I was like, if Lonnie doesn't know about this, I have
It's
to talk
what
to him.
inspired him to start writing.
Okay, cool.
What? Wait, what?
The Warrior
it?
Cat series.
I don't
No,
know.
look.
Sarah
Okay, yeah,
doesn't
you're right.
know.
It did
If I had
inspire
no
me to start writing.
bills,
And
or if I won the lottery,
Sarah wants to see those.
I would own a home
Sarah wants. She doesn't know
where
what we're talking
animals,
about.
home and land, where
Are they
animals of all types
Ferocious?
could go to live.
no,
and
they're
either
like
be
regular cats.
Oh, I was being punny.
cared
Oh.
for until the end of their days, or cared for, and if somebody decided they wanted to adopt one, they could, but
No
they're
sea
welcome to
animals?
say-
What have you got against sea critters? No.
And then I'd build a
I'm
home.
joking.
I'm joking.
But no,
Obviously.
what happened in regards to that Warrior series is it's a series about cats, just regular cats, who run around, have adventures in the woods. They have clans and everything. When I was in like 3rd grade, I had that idea. And I wrote a bunch of short stories, and, people were like, oh, you need to, you really need to pursue this and write a book and put it out, when you get older, even now. But I was one of those people that like reading or like writing pages and pages and pages of crap, but I was too afraid to let anybody really read it. So I was
Right.
like, nah. So about 15 years ago, just out of high school, I happened upon that book. It's like a #1 seller in the young adult market.
Yep.
Really?
And I'm like, holy crap, that was my opportunity. So that lit a fire under me, and I started writing again. And actually self-published a series of vampire books.
The ethics of vampire hunting,
Oh,
aka none.
dang it.
AKA none.
You left your Coke on the bookshelf.
What? Yeah, I know, I saw that. I was like, oh crap. But anyway,
Oh,
that's like one of those
oh.
things that I wrote really
The
heavy
note
for
from the
about...
author. I would like to thank you personally from the bottom of my heart for buying this book.
Oh.
You're welcome, Lonnie. I didn't buy this book,
Ne-
so that's okay.
It's not for sale anymore, I don't think.
Oh, well then I
Neil
can't
Beowulf
buy it.
has Squish cuddled up in his arms.
Aw.
Squish.
And somebody else said they loved Warriors.
Yeah, that's Amber's sister.
What's Squish?
Squish is this little
Squish
Bombay
is
cat.
Baby-
A Bombay!
Yes. If you ever watch his stream, he streams with him. He just lays there.
Yeah, Squish lays in his lap the whole stream.
Yes, and it's fresh.
I had a friend whose cat we were fairly certain was a Bombay, but nobody knew it. She was like a very petite black cat with the huge cheeks.
Yeah, that's kind of what Squish
The
is.
huge, super round cheeks. They're super-
Like I love Squish to death because, like, he's actually, I guess he's got some kind of skin allergy or something on his back, and like Neo's had to shave him a couple of times, and he's got like a bare, like a just hairless back, and the rest of him has fur. He's a black cat. He's got like a gray back.
Coffee and Anime says, I still wouldn't be a homeowner. I just eat
a lot of avocado
toast.
toast.
Yes!
I don't even know what that means.
I don't either.
And
Is that
yes,
code for
I love-
something?
I love Warriors.
Oh, I absolutely love the Warrior
Joseph,
series.
Joseph Silvercrest, the voice he
Oh,
probably.
Jesus.
I'm
Please don't.
Warriors.
Wait.
Do we wanna-
It's like,
do we
don't read
wanna-
my book out loud on the air.
Do it.
No,
Why not?
no,
Can
no,
I start
Why
with
not?
the prologue?
no. No.
Why?
Wait,
read it on the air. No.
Switch places.
No. Because I
Switch places
still,
with me. We'll do voices. Come on.
I still have that.
Switch places with her.
I still have that fear. Look at my author picture on the back.
It's published.
It's okay.
That's not a bad
Hang
shit.
on,
I don't care.
Stop, Lonnie, stop.
Baby.
Lonnie.
I have a copy
Did any of them
upstairs
sell?
that he likes.
Huh?
At all. Did any of them sell at all? Did you sell one book?
A couple dozen.
You are therefore a professional author.
Oh Jesus.
Your work has been published and has been sold.
No.
Published
So there's
by
nothing
us?
to be fearful about.
self-published.
That's like for example, Calamity here, right? People pay for your pictures, right?
Yes.
That
sometimes.
makes you a professional model.
Yeah,
if you have
absolutely.
something that you do
I
and
did
you
it
get
full-time
paid
for a year.
for it, you're a professional.
I haven't been paid in a very long time. I quit doing it.
Well, get back into it.
Prologue.
But here, hang on, wait.
With what time, Mark?
Well, stop
You've
streaming
never
24 hours a
smelled
day.
another scent like the smell of burning flesh.
This is the place to do it, Lonnie.
Holy
so
Jesus,
What
I'm gonna go
stands
upstairs.
out even more when a creature of the night is caught unaware in the sunlight of an early morning.
Wow.
I like the
That
accent.
actually is pretty interesting. I like
Thank you. I like it. It's good writing so far. I mean, that's 2 sentences,
Look.
but
Do you want me to just give you the?
No.
I need to know. This is your intermission show. Dramatic reading of the prologue of The Ethics of Vampire Hunting.
Okay, I tell you what.
One Lonnie
You-
Henderson II.
Look, if you can
As read
you
by
can read the
Cluck.
prologue,
Hang on.
but
Wait.
treat it in a serious manner, and
Hang
I'll.
on. Wait. Let me see it. Hang on. We gotta do this right. Let me see it.
There's
Just a
no
second.
voices. It's just
No, there's no-
I don't
no
know
voices
I just
in
want
the
to see the cover
prologue.
for a second. Give me just a second.
If
We
there's-
gotta do
there's
this
nothing on-
professionally.
Oh,
Hold on a
okay.
second. Yeah. This reading of The Ethics of Vampire Hunting, brought to you by Untitled Nerd Network, as read by Clockwork Calamity, Lonnie Henderson II, author.
There you go. A proper introduction.
Oh God, I need liquor.
There you go.
Prologue. You've never smelled another scent like the smell of burning flesh. What stands out even more is when a creature of the night is caught unaware in the sunlight of an early morning. Once that sunlight hits their bare skin, the flesh quickly begins to blister. At first, it looks like a bad case of acne on the exposed area, but then it develops into something like a bad sunburn, and within seconds, the skin is smoking and starts to deteriorate. Watching a vampire burn alive from totally healthy to dead is not for the faint of heart. This particular piece of filth deserved no better. He had crippled me psychologically at one point and had hurt many people I cared about. Because of him, my life would never be the same. I had lured this particular creature out of an old abandoned building just before dawn. The building appeared to be an old general store, but I wasn't absolutely sure if its prior use before it became a haven for the undead. Apparently, he thought he could catch me and feed on me before the sun broke over the horizon just a moment later. A vampire that is young when they're transformed tend to be overconfident after a few weeks of drinking human blood, so they're more likely to take stupid chances like this one did. This particular creature was no more than 20 at the time of his transformation from the look of him, so I could assume that he would not show the greatest decision-making ability in the world. Probably true. All I had to do was stand outside and call him out. I did just that and hoped for the best. My judgment was correct, and out the front door he came. I had a net laced with garlic powder waiting for him. These things are great, inexpensive tools for temporarily apprehending a vampire, or at least stunning them for the means I was planning. When I threw it over him, he immediately began to howl in pain, and his skin began to smoke where the powder had made contact with his body. Normally, a vampire could escape from that within a minute or two, but I knew right when the sun would rise, and before he could throw the net off himself, the sun was out over the horizon and cooking his wretched body. This was not a good day for him. He had killed his last innocent victim. I had spent days in a deep state of depression because of this bloodsucker. As I watched layers of skin burn off of him and heard his blood-curdling screams of agony in the last moments, I began to think of what his life may have been like before he became the creature of the night. Was he just a normal guy? Was his transformation into a vampire, a creature of the night, something he desired? Perhaps he chose this life if he had nothing else to live for. If that was the case, then it was all the more tragic. Was he rich, poor, middle class perhaps? Perhaps he was a Catholic with the church before his transformation. Or maybe even a child of Islam. Judging by the way he appeared, it wouldn't surprise me if he was an atheist. Studies had shown that a good majority of people who had willingly changed into vampires believed in no afterlife or no type of deity. I would never know for sure. To me, this horrible waste of life was nothing more than a killer, and I didn't care where he came from or what his life consisted of before this. He showed no remorse for what he had done to me or those close to me, and for that, I wanted to end his existence, along with the several others who had driven me over the edge days ago. I would never be the same, and beginning with this sweet act of revenge, I thought I would finally be at peace. Watching this filth burn, though, has made me realize what I've been missing. I have killed. There is no power on this earth that makes a man feel the way I felt watching a vampire burn at my hand. His screams empowered me, and I felt a high that no drug could ever give. This vampire would be the first of hundreds, if not thousands. As his screams slowly died over the course of a few minutes, I realized that he was no longer a threat, and I took my net off his burnt carcass. The net was totally fireproof, and was a valuable weapon for one that hunts the vampire breed. As I removed the net, the lifeless burnt to a crisp body crumbled into nothing but a pile of formless, smoking ash. This vampire's reign of terror was over. As I neatly folded the net back up and began to put it back into my hunting pack, I realized that my journey of revenge was far from over. I would have to kill them all to receive any kind of satisfaction. After I had killed the whole group, I might still be aching for more. Why had it come to this? How had I become a cold-blooded killer with a thirst for revenge that might not ever be satisfied? That is the end of the prologue.
Yep.
Okay,
That's
that's
awesome.
impressive, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, I dig
more.
that.
That's a
Yeah.
Jen in the
That's
chat
cool.
said that was some pretty damn good stuff too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah, hang on. I want to.
You want to read chapter 1?
That's it. No, that's it.
Oh, then we can do voices.
Yeah.
No, but that was good.
Maybe
That's good.
I might, reignite and, maybe put them out or like that's it's the story's done, but I needed a lot of editing and stuff. That's why I took them off the market. But a writer I am, an editor I'm not. So
What kind of editing do you need?
I've got a binder around here with. My cousin is a English major, and she went through the book with a red
I'm a
pen.
grammar Nazi, does that count?
Huh? Yeah.
I'm a grammar
Yeah,
Nazi, does that count?
Jen
Except
said,
except with grammar's Nazis, it's not jawohl, it's I'm for you, except after C.
Except
This is what she
sounding
did
with
to it.
A as a neighbor or way. This is what she did.
Yeah.
very impressive. I wrote a book too, but I didn't
This
get
is
it
good,
published,
Lonnie.
and it makes no sense. That's what happens when you write a book about reality crumbling around you from the view of a
This is too
schizophrenic.
much marks for me
Jen.
right now.
Oh my.
Yeah, I can. Okay, but I can see what you're talking about. Like, I
Yeah.
can see a couple of spelling errors, but that's nothing major. I mean, everybody has spelling errors, but
Oh, the core
I like
story
her
and how it
explanation of
flowed
why
and how
Earth should be capitalized.
everything.
It says Earth, comma, Mars, comma, Jupiter on this whole circle lowercase e, Earth.
Yeah, but see, like the entire book,
Mm-hmm.
like that right there is basically the first draft. Like I never proofread, I never really did anything.
Okay.
As far as like the story
Any
and how
sense to be
everything
editing
goes,
right now.
I am 110% satisfied with the story itself.
Yeah.
the story is good. I mean, like, I just kind of sort of went through chapter 1. I mean, I kind of like his teacher.
Well, that's
I like
that's
the
only
headmaster.
Yes.
that's really only the first book. I actually wrote a trilogy
Yep.
and then 2 books of short stories.
One of my friends
We
actually got
need
a
to
trilogy
get you
published
to get
recently.
these off the
It's
ground.
really good.
Oh God Almighty! No.
If you need someone to read them and proofread them and edit them, if you have them in a Word format, send them to me. I'll be more than happy.
I've got the files.
Yeah.
Send it to
Grammar
us.
Nazi.
We'll make it a collaborative effort. We'll get it up and running.
No, I don't.
This
I
is
don't know.
2018. You can do anything you want
self-publish
yourself.
on Amazon these days, dude.
Yeah.
And this is
That's
good
what I did.
shit.
That's what I did, but they weren't ready.
That was
and-
They weren't
2011.
ready.
That was
but if they
2011,
were
this is
ready,
2018,
just
it's a
imagine
new-
running.
Well, no, I mean, I can see
Decade
what, no, I mean,
almost.
yeah, I can see what he's saying. Like,
Yeah.
like somebody goes through this and comes through it and does spelling and grammar errors. All it's going to do is make it that much better. I mean, what she read is enough that I'm interested in reading it. Jen's interested in reading it. Everybody here, I'm pretty sure, is interested in reading it.
I've read it. It's amazing.
You don't count.
No.
I mean, you've already read it. You
No,
don't count. We're talking
because
about people who
I'm
haven't
just
read
saying.
You count.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Now get
That's a mic.
this is very interesting. Okay, get that. I wrote the books or the first book about 6 months after the Twilight movie came out because I was dissatisfied.
Brian Lee says, "Do it," and just like,
Do
"Do
it.
it, I'll buy it."
Here's the thing, like I enjoyed Twilight, but I wasn't happy with the way like contemporary vampire stories were going, and so I decided to write my own. Well, it's funny because the female
Don't compare
lead,
yourself to Twilight, dude.
huh?
Don't compare yourself to that.
No. But what I'm saying is,
No, that's what he's saying.
happy
He wrote it because he watched Twilight.
Yeah.
it was dissatisfied with the way that
Wait,
went.
like
you
vomited in
watched
his mouth
or
a
you
little.
read Twilight?
Both.
Okay.
I've read all 4 books.
Because I like the book.
I couldn't
don't
get through the
like
first book.
movies.
Like, I got halfway through the first book of Twilight, and I was like, so help me God, if she says one more time how pretty he is, I'm done. And I turned the page, it's like, Edward stood in the sun, glinting like an
And then he
Adonis.
threw it.
Shit.
But
I read the first 2 chapters and I couldn't.
Yeah, I
Your
didn't get that
dad,
far.
you wanted a car. Your dad so graciously gave you a car, but now you want to complain about the car because it's a truck and it's rusty.
she's a teenager.
I was about to say.
I was
that's
a
how
teenager.
teenagers are.
She was an ungrateful teenager with divorced
Yeah.
parents.
There's
and
a lot of
You and I had
Ungrateful
divorced
teenagers.
parents,
I
and I
know.
was pretty grateful too. I was pretty
But,
grateful
I was
for
pretty
my
damn
dad.
grateful. Oh, wait, my dad didn't give me a car. Never mind.
But no, like this weird, like kind of crazy thing that happened with the book is I sat down and wrote the book, and then what was it? About a year later, we met.
Yeah.
The female lead. Well, there's the male lead that tells the prologue in the beginning, and then kind of like the female that he runs into and becomes more or less the lead over the next couple of books. Fits her physical description exactly.
Yeah.
And it was a year before we ever
I've
met.
done that
Yes.
before.
And on top of that,
I've
the
done
male
that
lead
before.
has the same name as her son.
Yeah.
Joseph
Joseph
wrote it
Silvercrest.
18
weird.
months before
I
we
actually,
even met. Yeah.
when I was in middle school, like end of middle school, beginning of high school, mostly middle school, I was writing this like weird fantasy story that I had come up with, and like I've since lost my notebook and had all these ideas that I never wrote down and then forgot and all of that. But I wrote a very specific description down to like hairstyle and eye color and like specific band T-shirt. And the first day I met my
Right,
first
I'll be a
boyfriend,
stalker.
he was wearing that band's T-shirt and fit that physical description, and I was like,
This is awkward.
"What?"
What?
This is good. Like, I mean, the way you describe the headmaster. I mean, you're.
Oh my God, the headmaster was like my.
He is awesome.
Oh my God, like
I mean,
you're kind of getting me excited about it.
I'm just talking about your physical description.
Good.
Good.
No, because I wrote a book. It was basically I had a Facebook page at one point that actually got almost as big as what UNN is now,
Aw.
and it had like I started publishing a free short story every week, and I did it over the course of a year, and then I published all those short stories into like one big book, and it was about like how the headmaster got his start, like when he
That
was like
was
a young
actually
hunter.
my favorite story.
God, it was so much fun to write
That
because he
was.
ended up like going to like Jerusalem and
Assuming you wrote this in 1990.
no,
Okay. I'm just kind of sort of.
in 2010. Yeah,
Okay.
Oh
You don't have
gosh.
a Facebook page anymore?
Jen said
No.
the real story of how Lonnie met Amber. Yeah, kind of.
Aw.
A little. That's just a little bit of it.
I could kind of tell how I met Amber.
Yeah.
It
I mean, I
was
can tell that story. Yeah, right.
basically.
Sarah knows.
No,
Funny.
you tell it because I'm gonna screw it up.
Well, we kind of met a mutual friend on Facebook, kind of inadvertently hooked us up.
Yeah, she was like, "Hey,
YouTube.
this guy's cool, Amber."
Yeah, more or less, and I gave him one chance, and then we've been together ever since. That's the PG version.
Yeah. Well, no, I mean we dated once for what, about 8 months.
Yeah, we dated once for about it was about 5 months.
Yeah. And then it was about another 4 years, and then
we got back together.
Yeah.
and we've been together ever since. So.
In the middle of that, Sarah was plotting to kill Warren.
Yeah.
In Sarah's
I mean,
defense,
because to be fair, even though we were never like officially together, we were back and forth a lot during that 4-year period.
Oh yes, I remember
And
that.
we never
I'm
stopped
just gonna
talking.
quietly
and
sip my mixed drink.
I'm reading Lonnie's book, so y'all just keep on.
hey.
I was gonna say, if we want to talk about books,
Well, no, see,
Brian Lee says a better love story than Twilight. Yes, we are.
it actually was.
Dude,
Literally
any
any
love
love
story is
story.
a better love story than Twilight.
I don't.
Twilight is not a love story. Twilight is an elderly old man stalking a teenage girl.
Twilight.
He's 100 and something years old, and he's standing in her room watching her sleep. That's not love. That's creepy.
Twilight is a story of a teenage girl's struggle between the decision
bestiality and
and
necrophilia. Yeah.
bestiality and necrophilia.
Jeez, I can't with y'all.
Yeah.
I'm gonna hand this back to you, but I would really like to. I would love to enjoy
Yeah.
finish reading this at some point.
Well, I wrote this, The Ethics of Vampire Hunting, then I wrote another one called The Dangers of Vampire Hunting, and it was a direct sequel. And then I wrote a third one that never got printed.
So
because
where did that one come from? The Scarlet Picture? Which book did
That's
that
from that's from the book.
Oh,
that
God.
came out.
That was another book of short stories that told the story of Scarlet Canyon, who was, she was basically the first vampire. She was like a 14-year-old girl who got married off to a wealthy businessman in Boston right at the beginning of the American Revolution. And then whenever the Boston Tea Party happened, he sent her to Europe to be safe. He ended up getting killed while she was gone. She inherited all of his fortune and ended up falling in with a big occult that she basically became like the pawn to try to recreate the Holy Grail, and it turned her into a vampire. And then before she knew it, she had turned a bunch you and ended up leading them. So
It's really good.
Okay, so
it tells the story
she
from like
plays parts in, like,
1773
historical
to
events.
like 100 years from now. It spans.
Yeah, because I was just catching up. The book takes place in like 2090 or something.
Well, like a
Which
year.
is why I asked if you wrote it in 1990.
A year before she turned into a vampire, she had, after she found out her husband had died, she just went off. She snuck off from the house, got drunk at a tavern, and ended up having a one-night thing with some random stranger. Ended up becoming pregnant as a result, and then she had to send her son off somewhere to live, because back then it was scandalous to have an unwed mother and blah blah blah. And he ended up resenting her because of it, and he ended up becoming Abraham Van Helsing.
Abraham Van Helsing.
Yeah.
Nice.
So that was kind of a plot twist
So I know
that I never went anywhere with.
I
It
know
just,
you took a picture of Amber. Which book was that for?
That was book 2.
book 2.
Okay.
I was at one point. I was on the cover of book 2.
Yeah.
So
Cool.
you kind of need
Because-
to put a picture of Amber up on the wall, just saying.
You were. You were actually on the cover of book 3, didn't?
I was gonna say, if you ever need cover
What?
art,
I
I'm
was
more
not
than
on the
certain
cover
I
of
could
book
hook
3.
you up with some
What
people
was-
to make that
what
happen
did-
for you.
Yeah.
What the
Beyonce.
picture that you did? No, you were originally on the cover of book 1 and 2. It was just
Was I on
you.
one?
It was just you on book 1,
But she's not on
and
the
then
wall.
book 2 was the
Was
one where
supposed
you
to
were
be
biting
me
me.
and you. Okay,
Yeah.
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah. Hey, wait. Yeah. Let's address this while we're at it. They just made a very valid
Dear
point.
God, what?
Like,
Amber
like,
needs to be on the wall.
there's not a pic. Well, no,
Oh,
wait.
well.
Amber is on the wall, but she's up there with Roman Reigns.
I know.
Oh.
But they were pointing out that there's all these pictures of all these women on the wall, but not
That's
one of
me.
Amber by
Also,
herself.
I love
Thank you.
that.
Thank you.
Friendly giant.
Thank you, Bonnie.
Well, honest to God, there's not a picture of me by myself up there
There's
either.
me. I mean,
I'm playing C on that.
I
True.
still have one of those pictures.
She
we
sounds
took.
like But no, seriously,
Oh, you
dude.
do?
I do.
I thought
yeah.
it was a good
As
picture.
someone
It is
who
a good
has
picture.
sat down several times and been like, I have a story I want to write because like I've got a shit ton of them in my head that I want to write.
Yeah.
That's good stuff. I mean, I only read through
Van
chapter
Helsing,
1 and what she
AKA
read.
Abraham Lincoln,
You know,
Vampire Hunter.
Yeah.
You know, it's
That
good.
movie
I would
was
read
so
the rest of it.
good.
I'd buy
I
it.
love that movie.
Abraham
Yeah,
Lincoln
I would
Vampire
buy it.
Hunter was
Well,
so
it was
underappreciated.
interesting
It really
because
was. It was a good
I was
also
a big
love that it
fan
was a great,
of
like-
Stephen King's work. You
Yeah.
know,
It
Stephen
was a
King, all of his
great
books
historical fiction
connect in
twist
some way.
on the whole,
Like, you know, Pet Cemetery,
plantation home
there was a
and owners
reference
thing.
Yeah.
to
Because, like,
Cujo.
Right,
Who's
yeah.
gonna know
And,
that they're using all these people for blood?
you know, stuff like
nobody,
that.
Nobody cares.
So what I ended up doing is there was actually a point where my alpha vampire is in Jerusalem. Like, the vampires had an underground city underneath Jerusalem because they figured that was the last place anybody would look. And so,
Reminds me of a joke. I'll come back to that.
so Richard Ganley, the headmaster, who is just a vampire hunter early on in his story, they go to Jerusalem on like a lead, and he runs into her in a tunnel, and the two stories intersect there, but she uses some kind of like mind control power to wipe his memory
Okay, that's not
of
the cover,
the
but
incident.
that was one picture that was taken.
And then it's never spoken of again. He ends up remembering it like 50 years later.
See, that's cool. Like, so when we back when Vampire the
Yes.
Masquerade was a really cool game. Who all remembers Vampire the Masquerade as a
I've never played it, but I've definitely heard of it.
Well, we played it. Like me and my friends have played just about every role playing game that's out there.
Mm-hmm.
But we sat down one night and it's like, if you were a vampire, besides going out in daylight, what would be the most creative way you could commit suicide?
Most creative.
Yeah, most creative way. And one of them was go take a piss on the Wailing Wall. Bitch slap the Pope.
Yes. I love
You know,
this.
especially the current Pope, because oh my God, if anything would make me want to be Catholic right now, it's him. Have you seen some of the stuff
Right.
he's done? Like this little autistic kid.
Keep in mind, we're veering a little
I
into
know, but
religious
still,
territory.
it's still kind of cool what he did. Like this little autistic kid was at this thing where he was reading, and this little autistic kid just walked up to him, and instead of having people started to converge, and he went no, and he picked the kid up, didn't want to sit, held his hand, and kept doing his sermon.
Mm-hmm.
And the kid was totally chill.
The hell?
That.
No. But yeah, you know, just, what's the most so what would be the most creative way? If you were a vampire, what's the most creative way you would commit suicide?
It would be quick.
Without going outside in sunlight.
Without. Ooh.
Yeah, without just like going, okay, I'm going to wait for the sun to come up. You know, like, most creative way you could commit suicide. Mine was the bitch slapping the Pope.
I've actually got, and this was used in my book. I would,
Does it
you know
need to
those.
be- I can't come up with a PG response.
Okay.
It's Saturday.
I don't even want to know.
Although I'm extremely curious now.
No.
The
You said the current Pope is dope.
He is.
well, you know those.
Well, you know, there's this website called Bad Dragon.
Oh God.
What is that?
They make like. This is so sacrilegious. I can't.
I think I sadly know where you're going with that. That's wrong.
Just look up Bad Dragon Jesus, and you can get your answer from there.
Okay, that's a good answer. Next. And
I
the girls are all like. Sadly, I know what you're talking about because a friend of mine found it and was like, "What the hell is this shit?"
Oh.
Oh, holy Jesus!
Oh. Wow. Oh my. Oh.
And this takes us back to that line from The Exorcist.
Well.
All right.
Okay.
All right, next.
Okay.
That's at least creative.
And I wrote this
Wow.
into one of my books. Y'all done got me thinking about this crap now.
Good.
You know those like big water tanks or water towers or whatever
Yeah.
they have on top of buildings,
Yeah.
especially in like big cities and stuff. I would actually stand under one of those and have a priest bless the water inside, turn it into holy water, and then rig an explosion to have it dump out on me.
Okay.
Brian must know because he was laughing.
Good choice.
Hey Amber, they have a thing of the month.
I see that. I was like, oh.
Look now, come on.
Okay. Anyway.
I'm sorry, and you're welcome.
Brian Lee said, swimming in a tub of Papa John's garlic sauce. Yes!
Oh,
That That's where it's at,
That is
man.
very, very creative. I like
Whole
that.
bathtub of pasta with garlic.
I'd be sitting there like
that.
eating pizza, my mouth on fire. It's
Pretty
worth it.
much.
I'm thinking like Patch
I like
Adams
that one.
style swimming pool full of spaghetti and garlic sauce.
Yeah, that's what Jen says. A nice Italian dinner.
It'd be my luck. It wouldn't
Inside.
kill me. It would be just strong enough to
Just to
burn
form
me.
you,
But
yeah.
yeah.
Amber, what's yours?
Oh, I like Brian's.
No, we need your own.
You-
I'm
You
not
have to think of
creative.
it. Oh.
You're asking. That's
I
why
would
he's
think
the
of
creative
something, and then my
person.
cats would think of a way to like end it.
That's hilarious. I mean, and then I'll eat my weight in garlic bread. That sounds amazing too.
There
It
you
sounds
go.
amazing
I'm
right now,
Like
regardless.
I'm gonna go out on top.
Ashley, you got
I'm
one?
happy.
I definitely was heading in the garlic direction.
Garlic.
Yeah.
See, mine.
That's all I
mine-
think about.
Like me and my
Garlic
friends, we all
bread.
went like
Fat.
doing some sort of sacrilegious thing, like smacking the Pope, pissing on the Wailing Wall, stuff like that.
It's kind of like the electric
Like,
fence.
But,
Yeah.
but imagine if you could never eat garlic.
That would.
As
It's
an
not even
Italian,
like-
that hurts.
That's a curse in itself.
As an Italian,
Yes.
No, just follow the
Garlic
Lost
and
Boys
everything.
thing. Have somebody invite you into their house, and then you can eat away.
No, you can't. You still can't eat garlic.
No, remember in the Lost Boys, they invited the head vampire into the house, and it made him powerless. He could eat garlic, holy water.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Oh, because they invited
Yep.
him. Yeah, that's right.
Another conversation for vampires. Who's your favorite modern vampire?
Edward Cullen. No.
I have a small ice
What do you
left
count
to
as
throw
modern?
on.
And Rice Ford.
I was gonna say like 80s forward.
Strad von Zarevich.
Not familiar.
Could it be a
but
character
that's okay.
from a movie?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is mine's
And
from a book.
vampire.
Mine's from a book in D&D.
About like a
Okay.
Kasha from Clan of the Damned.
Yep,
Yeah.
that's
Okay,
what I was
Akasha
gonna
good.
say.
Yeah.
Dude,
Akasha
did you
is good.
see the
Who?
custom Akasha Barbie?
No.
No.
Oh, it was so pretty. Like you should Google Akasha
I
Barbie.
need that.
Yeah.
Oh
So-
my god.
I'm currently I love so the writing for the show is kind of like hit or miss. I'm still not entirely certain how I feel about it, but I love the way they wrote Cassidy and Preacher.
Okay.
I've not watched that, but I wanted to.
He's like a current modern person, and they think you can tell that they thought about everything. Like if he's outside, he's got to be fully wrapped up under an umbrella, sunglasses, sunscreen, long sleeves, gloves, everything. And it shows if he doesn't have all that on, each little beam of light that hits him as he's walking through burns the shit out of him. And he's just like, And
So wait.
like, there's never a moment where I felt like he should have been hurt by that, but he wasn't. Not once.
So wait, let me back up then. So are you talking about a vampire that lives in modern age?
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, it doesn't
Ah.
have... No, I'm talking... Well, Cassidy is a vampire that lives in modern age, but I'm not saying it has to be a modern age vampire.
Okay, because Strahd is a medieval kind of character, but if you're talking someone who lives in the modern age,
So I'm talking somebody who was... A character who was created 1980s and onward.
okay.
Jen said, as far as getting killed as a vampire, going to the dentist and getting silver crowns by accident.
Ooh. If we're talking modern day, Nicholas Knight from Forever Knight.
Oh yes, that's a good one.
But actually not so much him, Lacroix, the guy that turned me, because he was a badass. But Strahd's a guy who his whole first book. If you want to read a good book, there's this book called I Strahd, and basically there's this vampire hunter that sneaks into his castle and finds his diary, and the rest of the book is his diary about how he became a vampire.
Honorable mention for me, Helsing or Alucard from the Helsing anime.
Alucard, yeah.
I'll tell you who my all-time favorite vampire is modern. Jubilee.
Oh my
Yes,
god.
what?
She's not a vampire anymore.
She was a vampire for a while though.
That was a cliffhanger ending. We don't know what's going on.
She's not a vampire anymore.
I know, but
Thank God. I'm
this
sorry.
coming matter of fact, this
Mhm.
coming Wednesday,
Plot
we'll have the
twist.
answers.
Yeah.
Plot twist. I was not expecting that.
Do you have
I do not.
vampires?
Not one?
Sorry.
Come
It's
on.
okay.
I know.
Not one? It's okay, I gave two. I'll give an extra one.
Nick was always. I love Forever Night. That was an amazing series. And of course, I mean, Spike from Buffy. Come on.
Well, who was
Yeah.
the vampire, the girl? God, what's her name?
The girl.
The one that got turned at the very beginning of True Blood, played by the woman on Daredevil.
Oh.
What's her name?
The redheaded one.
Yep. Anybody got a name for me?
Oh God.
Nope.
No. I didn't watch True Blood,
Good.
but I know who you're talking about.
She was. Never mind. I ain't gonna say it.
She was one of my
Yeah, don't
favorites.
say that. I knew where you were going.
I think I need to watch more True Blood.
I feel you.
See, like, I keep hearing that it's a really good series and I would love it from
It was
so many
amazing.
different people. But, like, I watched the first few episodes and I'm just like, this is really hard
It's
to
really
watch.
cheesy.
Jessica.
Yeah,
Jessica was her name.
it's really hard for me to watch. Just because, like, I'm like, you guys
Oh yeah,
are
copy
all
and
better
I said
actors than this.
Jessica.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Helping
I
me out
enjoyed
there.
that
I'm just like,
character.
Anna Paquin, I know you're better than this.
No, I loved her in True Blood.
Like, I'm saying, like, the first few episodes, that's all I've seen.
True Blood made my rogue fantasies come true. I'm just gonna say that.
Oh Lord, don't even get me
I
started.
liked her, but she's always getting herself in these situations. Suki.
She just made stupid decisions when in
Yes.
love. Who hasn't done
She
that?
made stupid
Jen
decisions
said
like
Benny
him
from
through
Supernatural.
Bennett. Oh,
Also-
Bennett.
I've not made it that
Benny-
far.
That's what he said.
Benny, yeah,
Also,
Benny was
who names
good.
their child Sookie?
Benny was good.
Who
Right.
names their child Sookie?
This is true.
Somebody in Louisiana.
But yeah,
That sounds about right.
you haven't made it
One
that far in
person.
Supernatural. Yeah, Benny comes along after season 7.
We're like 8 episodes into season 1 right
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
So
Benny-
let's-
I've
Benny's
never
a
watched
cool guy.
Supernatural.
Benny's a cool character. But and then of course, good grief, Wraith from the Dresden Files. Like, if y'all want really good vampires, read the Dresden Files. Good stuff. Thomas Wraith. Because in the Dresden Files, they have 4 different breeds of vampires. There's like the Black Court, which are the traditional Dracula, dead bodies, animated, they can cast illusions and stuff like that. And apparently Bram Stoker wrote a book about how to defeat them, which is why there are not that many of them anymore. And then,
That's
there's
cool.
them, and then there's the Red Court, which are these kind of sort of based on Aztec myth. They're these big vampire bat-like creatures that can make themselves look human.
Shape-shifting.
And then there's the White Court, who are succubuses.
Okay.
Succubuses and incubuses. They inside of the White Court, there's different branches that feed on different emotions.
It sounds like it may have been slightly inspired by Vampire the Masquerade.
May have been, but the White Court, they feed on, like, Thomas Wraith and the Wraith family, they feed on lust. And there's this one character named Thomas Wraith who, like, it's like he could walk in the room wearing sweatpants and just a t-shirt, and every woman in the room would just turn and look.
Yeah.
Alright, Ashley, do you have any kind of fandoms that you're into? Like nerd-related stuff? Because I noticed you don't have a lot to contribute to
I
that.
know.
So I want you to feel
What's
included.
your current favorite TV show?
We were just talking about it
We're talking
earlier.
about Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yeah.
Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yeah.
Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I'm super, super into.
Okay. Cool.
I've seen all the Marvel shows on Netflix.
I'm so not up to date with.
What's your favorite one?
On Netflix.
So into
On
DC
Netflix?
and
Yes.
so not
Punisher.
that much into.
Oh, I've not seen
Punisher
it.
was
yet.
amazing.
Oh
I
my
need to
god.
see it.
Haven't
I
seen it
really
yet.
need to catch up on the Netflix.
Oh my God.
Man, we're
DC
just
series.
so swamped with all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
We got so many irons in the
I
fire
have
right
so
now,
many
it's
things
ridiculous.
that I want to see. Like Firefly's on there.
Firefly, yeah.
I really want to watch it, but
So-
I can't find
Firefly's
it
good.
anywhere.
I will
And
say this:
Serenity.
Firefly is an acquired taste because, like, the first time that I got introduced into Firefly, like, I saw the commercials for it when it first came on, and I was like, "It's a western in space. I'm out."
I watched the
I'm not a
first episode
because
and
I'm not a big fan. I'm not a big western fan.
Yeah.
But when Serenity was coming out, I had a friend of mine, and she was like, "You've got to go with me to see Serenity," and I'm like, "I've never even watched the show."
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, "Well, you got to watch the show," and I'm like, I don't want to." She goes, "I'll tell you what. We'll sit down. We'll watch the first disc of the DVD. If you don't like it after that, I won't make you watch any more." After the first disc, I was like, "Put the next disc in. Let's go. Come on. Where's the rest of this shit?
That's
Let's
really
go."
good. I
I've
love
heard
it.
that a lot.
Let's start.
The first episode, the train job,
Sucked.
Is that the one you saw?
Yeah.
Okay, that's the worst episode of the entire run.
Oh,
And
I
the
can tell.
problem with it is that it was, and the problem with the train job is that it was ran out of order. It wasn't the first episode; it was the second episode, but they always showed it as the first episode because the first episode introduces everybody and puts
You're
everybody
turning into
together.
drunk line.
Really?
Yeah.
So
I know.
give it
Trust me.
a second chance. If you get past the train job, and get into the next part.
Can
But
I?
even the train job had really good parts with it, where like he tells the guy, "This is the money that your guy paid us. Tell him we're not doing the job," and he like cusses him out and he just kicks him into the engine. Okay, this is the money your boss gave us.
Chinese speaking space cowboy
He's speaking space cowboys.
and
So-
coffee anime, and that is the beauty of Josh.
Joss Whedon.
Josh Whedon.
Joss Whedon.
Okay.
The writer.
And the cool part is that they
Buffy,
reused
Sci-Fi,
props from
Buffy,
Starship Troopers.
Oh, okay. I'm not big on Buffy
Let's
either.
see what else.
Buffy, Dollhouse, Angel.
Well, I love Dollhouse.
Mini series musical.
Doctor
Doctor Horrible.
Doctor Horrible. Yes.
Yes, I love Doctor Horrible.
Balls.
Oh, I want to ask a loaded question
Oh.
to everybody here, and I don't know if everybody's seen all these
This
or not.
is not the hammer.
The hammer. Is
But,
my penis.
Favorite Marvel Cinematic Universe movie?
Real quick,
What?
before we move on to that,
Yeah.
can I tell my my Serenity joke?
Please do.
I have one that I always
I might
have
not
to
get
tell.
it, but yes,
Okay.
please.
It's horrible. How does a reaver clean their spear?
Oh, they put it through the wash.
Exactly.
I don't get it.
Yeah, you will.
Okay,
After you watch the
someone's
series.
crying about it right
yeah,
now.
somebody in the comments is going to start crying. It's anybody watching this as a Firefly Serenity fan, they're going to be crying, and they're still going to say too soon.
Yep.
It's still
Uh,
too soon.
Jen yelled Penny.
Penny.
Oh, Brad said, "Let me get one of those pickle sandwiches."
Yeah,
So
finally,
favorite
oh,
Marvel Cinematic.
It has to be.
Okay.
It has to be the Avengers universe. It can't be X-Men. can't be
Incredible
Spider-
Hulk.
Yeah, got down
Wait,
there.
what?
The MCU.
Incredible Hulk.
Are you kidding me?
No.
Really?
Okay, so here's the thing. Incredible Hulk.
Yeah, I gotta hear this.
When Ang Lee, so you remember the original Hulk movie they did with Ang Lee, right? That sucked.
I
balls.
didn't think it was that bad,
It
but it
sucked
wasn't good.
balls. They wanted Edward Norton to play Bruce Banner in that one.
Okay.
They came to Edward Norton with the script and they said, "Hey, we want you to play this movie." Edward Norton was a huge fan of the original TV series.
Okay.
He read the script and he was like, "I love it. I want in. Do you mind if I do some rewrites? I have some ideas." And they said no. So he turned them down. They came to him with this script from the Marvel Universe, and he read it over and he goes, "I love it. It's great. I have some ideas. Can I do some rewrites?" He rewrote like 30% of the movie. And there are so many nods to the original TV series in it that it's great. And just the CGI was better done. And personally, as far as like character development and everything, I think it was one of the
Villains.
best. Yeah, one of the best Marvel Universe movies out there.
It was kind of, sort of a sequel to the first one, but not really. Like he at the end of that first one, that's not really canon, he exiles himself like into the jungle. At the beginning of the Incredible Hulk, he's kind of in like South America, whatever, wherever.
No. That's at the beginning of Avengers. At the end of Incredible Hulk, he exiles himself somewhere, and in Avengers, they find him in some third world country,
Okay.
and they send Black Widow to go get him. But
but the Incredible Hulk is your favorite. Now
Yes.
I want to hear why.
it's just, like
He just
did you just miss the
explained
past?
No. I don't want to hear
As much
like
as,
the background stuff. I want to hear
So,
the core movie.
as much as I like Mark Ruffalo as Bruce Banner,
Okay.
the Hulk, the Incredible Hulk, was better written for both Bruce and Hulk. It was better written for all the side characters. The villain was even better written. It was just really well done for what it was to be the second movie in the series.
Yeah.
It was really well done. I liked it better than I liked Iron Man, and I loved Iron Man. I just that is
So,
my go-to
because of
favorite.
that,
Yeah.
you're willing to put it up above like both Guardians of the Galaxy movies, Ant-Man, Doctor Strange, Captain America: Civil War,
Yeah.
Winter Soldier.
I mean, now don't get me wrong. All of those are great movies,
Yeah.
but so far, the one that gave me the most pleasure to sit down and watch was Incredible Hulk. But
Okay.
again, that could have something to do with it. I was a huge fan of the TV series, and there was just so many tie-ins and nods to the
so you
original
did have
TV
some
series.
nostalgia guiding you in
Yes.
that direction. Okay.
Yeah. Because, but yeah, that would be my favorite one.
Okay.
Ashley?
Mine is just good old classic Avengers. I have seen that
The
movie
first
so
one.
much that I could probably quote it. I named my cat Loki. I just,
That's precious.
I love that one. I love, I think they did a good job of tying in, the backstory of all the characters and reintroducing them. And it's only gotten better.
And all the one-liners, like,
Oh my gosh,
like
yeah.
when they're standing on the helicarrier and the helicarrier starts to take off, and Bruce is like talking about they're going to want to put me in a submarine. That's not a good idea. And then the helicarrier starts to take off. And he's like, oh yeah, this is a better idea. It's just.
So
There's
how
one shot I can see, like in my head, where Loki's, in the
Little prison.
little prison thing, and they're all fighting with each other, and the camera turns upside down, and I thought that was so cool.
Yeah.
Like the Avengers are literally being turned upside down with all their fighting.
You're right, like camera work. You don't know how many movies of mine that I rank so highly because of the camera work.
Oh yeah.
I love
Red
the
Plumber's
Winter
on and
Soldier
he
too.
says hi.
Oh yeah, what's up, man? So I have to know, like on a scale of 1 to 10, how pumped were you during the after credits scene where they reveal Thanos?
So, I probably squealed like a pig the first time I saw it. Woo! And then every time I watch it, I still get the feels,
That's
And,
great.
That next one makes me feel good. So you were one of those people who knew what was going on. You weren't one of the people who looked over at somebody. Who the hell's that?
Who the hell is that?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's awesome.
And it made me super. Everything is just making me super excited for Infinity War. That's what I'm like.
Yeah,
Yay.
we're
excited for that.
we're actually a very ambitious goal of mine
Oh,
is
God,
for us to
yeah.
sit down and watch and do reviews on every MCU movie in order before Infinity War comes out. And we've not
Oh,
even started the
yeah.
first one
You ain't
yet.
that long, dude.
I know, we
I'm
literally
really
have
late
2
to this
months.
point.
You need to carve out some time to
Yeah.
sit down and watch some of these
Took two-
movies.
About 9
You can
weeks
join
is
us
what we're
when we
looking
do
at.
it if you're free. Yeah.
Sarah. Like me and Amber's going to do like the core ones, but if we have guests that pop in here and there, then more power. Come on.
Yeah.
Let's do this.
I was gonna say, because I'm like tragically behind on all of this.
Well, we have Iron
Really
Man,
honorable.
Incredible Hulk, and Iron Man 2 on Blu-ray, ready to go. We just got to make it happen.
Yep.
Sarah, your favorite MCU
Yeah,
movie?
I really liked Avengers too. Mine's between Avengers and the last Thor. I really liked the last Thor.
Yeah.
You
Ragnarok.
saw Ragnarok?
Yeah, she went
Yes,
to
I
theaters and
did.
saw
I've
that.
not seen it yet.
And I
It's coming
enjoyed
out in like
it
3
very
weeks on
much.
Blu-ray.
I liked Ragnarok for like all the throwbacks to the first Avengers movie, like when the Hulk shows up and Loki's like, I have to leave right now.
Sounds
I have to
real
get off
low.
this planet.
I love that.
Yeah,
Thor
And I have a
thing.
little
Yeah.
crush on Loki.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Most
I'm
women
just
do.
saying, please, nobody spoil Thor for me.
Oh, yeah.
Are Taylor Swift and Tom Hiddleston still together?
No.
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 Okay.
They've been
She actually
apart
wrote a
for a
song
while.
about him, so that means
Of
they're
course,
not
she
of
together.
course
did.
they broke up.
Of course they broke up. He's way too good for her.
Oh,
Ouch.
did
I don't know.
I'm not gonna lie. Like I have this thing where I like to make celebrity matches in my head.
huh?
I think I would match Tom Hiddleston with Dita Von Teese.
I have no clue who that
Okay.
second one is.
What? You don't know who Dita Von Teese is?
What's she in?
She dated Marilyn Manson.
Don't know.
She's like the most famous burlesque performer in
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
not-
it's a small circle of people who like she's
no clue.
she's
What's your favorite movie?
Your favorite Marvel.
I'm angry.
Marvel
at you.
Cinematic Universe movie.
what?
I'm angry we're not speaking right now.
That's not my.
I'm just kidding.
That's not my zeroed
So
in
I'm gonna
interest.
say, like, as somebody that's way more into DC than Marvel, I've seen a very small percentage of these main Marvel movies, but I enjoyed the first Avengers movie.
I have a follow-up question for her when
I
she's
enjoyed
done.
it.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Quite honestly, it may only be the only one I've seen from start to finish.
Because we got anything with Iron Man in it, anything with
I
Captain
know.
America in it, Guardians of the Galaxy, Ant-Man, Doctor Strange.
I've seen the first Guardians of the Galaxy start to finish.
We got
I
Doctor
like that one too,
Strange,
but I like
Ant-Man,
Avengers
Thor.
better.
I'm missing something. Incredible Hulk.
There's something.
Movie-wise, the Captain America movies.
Yeah, Captain America,
I've
Iron
seen
Man,
the-
I've seen the
Thor.
majority of Civil War.
Black Panther just came
I
out.
probably would
That
put
was so
Civil
good.
War up higher if I had actually finished it, but I'm really, really bad about falling asleep when I'm trying to watch movies. And, like, really bad about it. I consume very small amounts of media at a time because if I relax enough to consume the media, I'm probably going to fall asleep.
Okay, so you wouldn't do too well with our special edition of Lord of the Rings that we have. It's like we're gonna have
I don't think anybody would do good with
I
that.
fell asleep during the Battle of Helm's Deep in the theater in IMAX.
Holy crap! Okay.
So,
I've seen it since then.
So, follow-up question: as someone who is more into DC than Marvel, what is your current feeling on the state of the DC cinematic universe?
It's tragically sad.
Okay, I'm glad we are on the same page then.
We do have some chat.
I like the TV. Like I said, I like the TV series a lot. I enjoyed the Wonder Woman movie a lot.
The Wonder Woman was probably the best movie they
I liked
did.
the Wonder Woman movie. The problem that I do have is they painted Diana as this really like ignorant person, and I didn't really care for that.
Well, I don't know if it would call her ignorant.
Like,
it
not
was
so-
more. It was more innocent of everything that has nothing
That's
to do with her
true.
island.
Yeah.
I
And
will,
like
however,
because she had just come from there, I can kind of excuse it, but I kind of like she's a strong character. And yeah, she was portrayed as like a physically strong character, but like
Swear to
I
God.
don't know.
Brian's harassing you.
Okay, so
You know
we-
that, right?
we've
we got some chat going on.
A little bit of chat. Red Plumber want to know how do we like Black Panther? I thought it
It's
was
freaking awesome. is what it
probably
was.
going to be in
Not
like
seen
my
it.
top 5 Marvel Cinematic Universe movies of all time. I don't know how well
So
it will hold
good.
up, but I think
So
it's going to
good.
hold up very well.
I squealed at the post-credit scene.
Oh, it was
Okay.
amazing.
Yeah, no spoilers. I have.
Yeah,
no
we
yeah.
don't have any spoilers.
It's too soon. It just came out Thursday.
Grant
Oh,
says
now there's a post-credit scene.
Thor
That's what I
loses his
wanted.
hammer. You're welcome. Of course he did. I saw it in the trailer.
Right.
Let's see. Who doesn't have a crush on Loki?
Yes.
Marvel
Who was that,
Taylor Swift.
Kinsey?
No, that was Jen.
No.
Actually.
My girlfriend's
Red,
got Loki tattooed on her leg. She's got Captain America on the other leg. So
Red Plumber says Marvel or DC. Really
DC.
quick,
DC.
no explanation. Marvel DC.
Wait, before we answer that,
Wait,
can
hang on,
we
wait.
finish our
I need to.
favorite
Well, yeah,
movies?
Okay.
let's do that, and then we'll go from there.
Okay, yeah.
Got too many.
He,
Too many
he
feelings.
always does that when it's my turn. And it says,
He does. I noticed that.
Backtrack.
Oh, God.
Yeah, what's your
What's your
favorite
favorite-
MCU
I
movie?
didn't get mine
favorite Marvel
either,
movie?
if it makes you
It
feel
don't
anything.
matter.
Okay.
You still always
It's
skip
not your
me.
Oh,
Marvel
okay.
movie. Miss Amber.
Hold on. No, I'm not at work. Don't call me that.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Okay. I hear it all day. Miss Amber.
That's all right. You've been doing the same thing to her.
Everybody's Miss everything to me, or Miss or Mister.
Anyway,
Anyway.
the Guardian of the Galaxy installments are like my
I do
favorite.
agree. Those are really good too.
Because I count them both. I don't count them as separate movies.
You
They
have
continue.
to.
I don't. No, I don't.
No,
I have to.
I can agree with her on
And
that.
then the Captain America installments are right behind that.
I can see that.
So,
I have not
Yeah.
seen any of those.
oh my
Okay.
God, Captain
What?
America's so awesome.
You haven't seen any of the Guardian of the Galaxy or
like,
the
No,
Captain
we've
America?
watched
America.
Guardians,
What?
but she's
It's
not
probably
seen
my
it.
favorite trilogy.
Oh,
It's
this will be
so
part of the
awesome,
Marvel.
yeah.
I have a thought to
I would
hold on
say,
to
yeah.
for Marvel vs. DC.
Yeah.
I
I
say
have a
Captain
que- I have
America's
a
hands down the
clarification
best
question for her.
trilogy of movies on.
Yeah.
I like
So
that.
your favorite Marvel movie?
Otherwise, like, I have to
You want-
choose.
I want to direct. I don't want to form an opinion right now.
Honestly, the one that I can watch over and over and over and not get tired of it.
Yes.
I'm gonna say
I know, drum roll.
Winter Soldier.
Winter Soldier. Okay.
That's a good one.
So-
It was a hell of a plot twist.
The person who asked in the chat, Marvel or DC, I have a clarification. Movies or comics?
I believe we're talking about
In
movies.
general.
Because
We're
we're
talking
talking
Say in
movies.
general.
If we're
That's my
talking
opinion.
movies, sadly, I'm going to have to say Marvel. Because Marvel's doing a much better
Yeah.
job cinematically than DC is. I mean, even
I'm
if
disappointed.
I
but-
mean, while DC is doing amazing on TV, don't get me wrong, but as far as comics go, DC over Marvel.
Joseph
Okay, so
lost
DC.
the game or something.
Marvel.
Marvel.
Name some DC movies.
Suicide Squad, Batman, Superman.
Wonder Woman.
Yeah. Just
Okay, wait. Time out. If you have to ask that question, your answer is Marvel. Okay. I'm just saying.
Sarah alone.
Okay, I'm
No,
not one
I
of
mean-
those people that goes DC or I'm not one of those. I just
Thank
like
you.
movies. I like watching them.
Well,
I don't
thank
pick a
you.
side. I don't even know which side is which. I don't really care. I just like watching it.
I'm with Sarah. Why not both?
Yeah, you can definitely have both, but like for my opinion, like when it comes to media, I don't know why, but I feel like Marvel's a lot more like easygoing. Like this is serious, but also it's really funny. We're all funny people. We're all hilarious. But I like serious characters. I like serious storylines. I like drama, and like because of that, I'm gonna always have to go with DC.
Here is a really good analogy, I think.
I was like really dark and broody and gloomy. So
DC
Right, except
DC.
Superman's not supposed to be dark and broody and gloomy.
See
But
if
that's
you agree.
Superman. Name another one.
Well, I mean, we haven't gotten a good Green Lantern movie yet, but
Yeah, see if you agree with me, Mark.
Overall story of Green Lantern, way more serious.
oh God, yes. I mean,
Yeah.
Green Lantern was my first comic book. Green Lantern number 182, first comic book ever.
I want to see your thought on this. Do you agree that DC is to Star Trek Discovery as Marvel is to the Orville?
That is a really weird conversion to make. And I don't think that I actually don't think that is a legit thing. Because for me, the difference between Orville and Discovery is that Orville is holding truer to the tenets of Gene Roddenberry than Discovery is. But if you wanted to go down that path and use that same logic, the Marvel movies are trying to hold on to a better legacy of what Stan Lee started.
Yeah.
Then the DC movies are holding on to what like Simon Siegel and Schuster started with Superman. Like they are so far off base of what those two started when they created that character with the current version of Superman that they have.
Even Batman, really.
Yeah, I mean, he's broody, but I mean, they've taken him too far with the whole "I'm Batman and I'm talking and you don't know what I'm saying," but in that respect, Marvel is holding truer to the legacy of what this was when it started. If that's where you're going with that.
Okay, Marvel DC.
Me? I agreed with Sarah.
Yeah, she
Okay.
said
Big
why not
long
all.
statement. I like
Yeah.
dark and broody and serious.
And
I said, why not both?
I'm saying Marvel.
Crap.
I can't even justify.
Now we have another question though.
We have
Are
a lot
you
of
more
questions.
excited for the Deadpool 2 or the New Adventures?
New Avengers.
I love Deadpool, but I'm more excited for the New Avengers. I ain't gonna lie.
Just because
Marvel
we're waiting
versus
so
DC,
long.
Slade Wilson.
Slade
Deathstroke.
Wilson, Wade Wilson, Deathstroke, Deadpool, yeah. it's
Same color scheme.
Well,
Very
different color
similar.
scheme. Different color scheme, but
Black
same
and
kind
red.
of yellow and blue. Deathstroke's yellow and blue.
No.
Yes.
He's not.
Yes, he is.
Since when?
Google it.
The comic book.
She said.
Deathstroke has always been yellow and blue.
Here's like the thing. Here's how I justify Avengers over Deadpool. I waited for a good Deadpool movie for several years, and we got a good Deadpool movie. Sequels just icing on the cake. We have been building to Infinity War for
10 years.
Years now.
9 years
Yeah.
now, or something like that. I really cannot wait. This movie is the culmination of
That's
what
yellow
18
or
films.
gold. It's not red.
That is orange,
Orange.
and black
Okay.
with reflections of yellow and blue. What
It's
color
not
is
red
that,
and
Lonnie?
black.
Is this like the dress?
No, what color is that?
That looks like orange and black.
It's orange and black.
Okay, so it's not black
What
and
color
red,
is that?
That looks like orange and black
but it's not black and
and
red.
blue.
It looks almost. It's probably orange and blue because
Would you
the black
mistake him
is
for
dark.
Deadpool?
Would I?
Yeah.
No, because I know better.
Right, but that's what I'm saying. I'm asking the people who don't know. Would you mistake him for Deadpool? Based on that color scheme. Yeah, I mean, but they
Alright,
were
let's
based
see.
off each
Another
other.
picture.
They made that. Yeah, see Deadpool, red and black. See, look at the shirt.
Yeah. That's like okay. That's like orange and black.
Wait, is Grant saying Deathstroke is better than Deadpool? I'm gonna have to respectfully disagree.
Well, considering that Deadpool was based off Deathstroke, then Deadpool is a copy of him, so therefore the copy is always inferior to the original.
Let's see,
But
Brian.
that's also a DC fan talking.
Brian
too.
says his favorite is Guardians of the Galaxy only because of Howard the Duck. I'm going to respectfully disagree with that.
Howard the Duck was an amazing throwback.
I think they need
Howard
to
the
kill
Duck
that
was an
character
amazing-
off
No, they do not.
and never let him see the light of day again.
Oh my God!
Nice.
Red Plumber says we should do reactions on movie trailers like Solo. We've done some in the past.
So excited for Donald Glover.
That's probably something we need to do more often
Then
because
you-
it's just a really quick, easy video that we can put out there and would probably be popular. Yes, thanks for the feedback. That might be something we do in the very near future. Biggest thing is, if you do a trailer reaction, you need to do it within about 4 hours of the trailer coming
Right,
out.
you have to be
And
like on
9
top of
times out of 10, when a trailer comes out, I'm
We're at
usually at work. I'll find out that night.
We could probably find a longer one than the one that aired in the Super Bowl.
What time is it?
11.
All right, I gotta get going soon.
Yeah, almost
I
11.
still gotta stop and get Kinsey a
10:48.
shake on the way home.
Jen Toland said animated movies I like DC more. I think we could probably just about all agree
The
on that.
animated movies,
and-
yes.
yeah.
Animated movies, yes. In a heartbeat. Until you get the
Definitely.
Flashpoint paradox, and
Let's
then
see.
you lose me.
Grant said Deadpool's overrated. I
Yes.
don't agree with that
Well,
one.
okay. No.
Agreed.
I agree with my son on that because when Deadpool first, forget the movies. In the comics, he's overrated. Just like Wolverine's overrated. He's overrated and oversaturated. When he first appeared, he
Maybe
showed
oversaturated, but not overrated.
He's overrated.
Overrated.
It's opinion.
He is okay. So first off, he's a poor man's Deathstroke and he's a poor man's Wolverine.
So
Because-
his pitch is he broke the fourth wall.
Yeah.
Cool
Yeah,
story.
that's
but
the only
now
thing
what?
he does. He broke the first wall. Ambush Bug was doing that in DC well before then.
Red Plumber wants to know, have you seen the Ant-Man 2 trailer, which is
Yes.
basically Ant-Man and the Wasp? Really good trailer. I really enjoyed that.
I've never watched it, man.
It was actually
You put zappers in her suit?
that was really because we actually saw it before Black Panther,
Yeah.
and God, it was good. Let's see.
I'm always gonna pick Deathstroke over Deadpool.
Yeah, I mean,
Every time.
don't get me wrong. I like Deadpool as a character. I like what Ryan Reynolds has done with the character. But as far as the comics go, I'm done with him.
I appreciate the hell out of what Ryan Reynolds did because he wanted to see that movie happen.
Yeah,
And he
Ryan
made it
Reynolds
Yeah.
tries.
I'm not gonna
He-
say it's.
No.
I'm not
I
gonna
love
say
Ryan
it's-
Reynolds.
He made it happen.
Yeah.
Because there was
He
an interview
financed it.
where like they
It-
did the test footage that leaked.
He supposedly did.
No,
it.
he leaked it. He's like, we did the test footage, and then I don't know how. There was an interview, and I swear to God, this is exactly what he did. He goes, there was some test footage that we filmed because we were trying to get it done, and then something happened, and I don't know how it leaked, and the fans wanted more.
But didn't he like finance it himself?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
he produced it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which
Grant
is why.
Get the
said get me a
suit.
shake too.
It's like.
Just
You need to
FYI
ask
there,
Kinsey
Dad.
if I can spend her money on you. Because it's her money.
But
But,
yeah.
but-
I'm always gonna pick dark and broody over
And
comedy
Deathstroke, I mean,
every time. I
Deathstroke's
don't
got
know
a
why.
more.
It's just who I am as a
Deathstroke
person.
has a much more interesting
Yeah, dark
backstory.
and broody.
Until you
But
give me a
you're
little bit of
lovable.
James.
I don't know enough about his backstory, but
So the basics of it, he was a soldier. He was a soldier. He's DC's answer to the super soldier. Basically, he's DC's Captain America, but he's gone bad.
so basically, Deadpool is the ripoff of a ripoff.
No, not really.
Ripoff.
Because Deathstroke always was a mercenary, but the way that they explain the way he does things is he was given a super soldier serum that didn't make him as powerful as Captain America, but basically gave him access to like 70% of his brain, and he uses that for tactics, basically.
More intelligent.
The other
Bucky.
part of that is that his life is all kinds of fucked up because one of his kids got killed by a cult. Another kid got shot in the throat and can't talk. His wife tried to kill him. I mean, he's
He's had a rough go.
he's had a rough go.
I really liked what they did with. Well, I wish they would have gotten more into it, but I liked when they brought him into the Arrow TV series.
Yeah, but it was a
They did
really
really good
weird
with him.
version of him, though.
Yeah.
I mean, a really weird version of him.
Yeah.
You know, I like the my favorite Deathstroke story came from the
Teen
DC
Titans comics.
Well, not just the Teen Titans comics, but DC did a back when Deathstroke had his own comic book run. DC did a future Earth thing where it's like hundreds of years in the future, and he's still alive. Like it's the issue starts off with him waking up after having regenerated in a pile of dead bodies.
Oh wow.
And like
that's cool.
Yeah, and that's just the first scene, and you just go from there.
See, that's what I like. I love like the straight up badassery. Like you don't have to make the smart comments. You don't have to be like, "Hey, I can break the fourth wall. Also, here's a rubber duck." You know, like too much.
Well, see, and that's the thing. That's the thing. When Deadpool first started out, he didn't break the fourth wall. He did make reference, like the very first time I ever saw Deadpool, it was an issue of Siren, and it was Banshee's daughter and Deadpool. She hired Deadpool to help her break into Black Tom Cassidy's castle, and Black Tom Cassidy is Banshee's brother. He's a bad guy, and he usually works all the time with the Juggernaut. So they're breaking into the castle, and of course Deadpool is the merc with the mouth. He's just talking. So he's like a poor man's Spider-Man too. And then he backs up and he runs into the Juggernaut and he's like, I don't remember there being a wall there. And then, of course, Juggernaut does the nothing stops the Juggernaut, and Deadpool's dodging, and like there's panels of Deadpool dodging him, and he goes, what are you talking about? The X-Men have stopped the Juggernaut. The Fantastic Four have stopped the Juggernaut. Spider-Man, twice! You know, and that's where I liked him. He wasn't really breaking the fourth wall. He was just like stuff that would have been known in, but like,
within
the fourth wall thing has just gone too crazy.
I'm not gonna say I don't like Deadpool. I'm just gonna say I think he's way more hyped than he needs to be.
I agree, and he's oversaturated. He's in everything, just like Wolverine was in everything.
Yeah,
I don't
like,
need Wolverine in my Avengers and in his own title and in X-Men and as a member of the Fantastic Four and
yeah, and like, oh, this is the greatest movie ever. Why? Because
Just
Deadpool's
for
in
example,
This is the greatest video game ever. Why? Because Deadpool's in it.
Yeah, okay.
It's like the first issue
That's
of
not
the
a reason.
all-female X-Men series.
Uh-huh.
Deadpool was nowhere to be seen, but just because they had an alternate Deadpool cover.
Right.
Just because.
Because stupid. Yeah.
I'm also like really confused. I haven't really read much into it, but I'm really confused as to how Gwen Stacy both became Spider-Gwen and was it Gwenpool?
Nope. Gwenpool is not Gwen Stacy.
Gwenpool is a completely
Gwenpool's not
different
Gwen
ballpark.
Stacy.
Yeah.
Okay.
She is basically a
makes more
cosplayer that
sense.
became a superhero.
Well, then she needs a new name that's not already part of the Marvel universe.
I think that was just an initial grab to get people to buy the book.
Probably.
And then,
They got stuck with it.
Yeah.
yeah. But,
Elaine says, I find Deadpool annoying.
Agreed.
I like Deadpool. I'm going to tell you something that's
Like I said,
entertaining.
don't get me wrong.
Oversaturated.
The movie, like
It was funny.
This
I
last
appreciated
movie,
it.
I loved every minute of.
Yeah, it was
was
a
great.
good movie.
And I'm really excited to see what they're do with Cable with Josh Brolin, because Josh Brolin's a freaking chameleon. Every time you see, I mean, like the fact you got to picture that the guy that's playing Cable is the guy who is the older brother in Gremlins. He played Jonah Hex.
He's the older brother in Goonies.
Yeah, sorry, Goonies. My fault.
I was like, what?
Wrong movie. Yeah,
I was
sorry.
really confused.
Close. So it started with a G. Leave me alone. He was the older brother in Goonies. He was Jonah Hex, and he was frickin' George Bush, and looked just like him.
And he's also Thanos.
Yeah,
Honestly,
and he's also Thanos. Yeah.
I think I would have liked Deadpool, the movie, a lot more had I not just finished watching the entire series of Breaking Bad, followed by the entire first season of Daredevil. It's like two of the shows with the best writing I've ever seen, and then I sat down to watch Deadpool, which was supposedly the best movie ever.
Deadpool's just
And I'm
funny
like-
for what it is. It wasn't meant to be an Oscar winner.
Yeah.
I mean, how they made references to
But
the
everybody's
budget
like-
in the movie.
I'm just
Yeah.
not.
Right.
I'm just not a comedy person. Like I don't know
You're
what
not.
it is.
Okay, so
Okay,
yeah,
but-
if you're not at all a comedy person,
I'm just
Deadpool
like,
is not for you.
I mean, it was a good movie. Alright, it had some cool action
No.
scenes, but like
No.
overall, I'm just like, this is way overhyped. Daredevil possibly underhyped.
Yeah. Oh my God, that whole
Yeah.
fight scene in the first season, which was all
It
done
was
in
just
one
so
take.
good. Like Vincent D'Onofrio, every
Oh my
scene with him
God.
was just like,
Which,
Fucking-
and there's the fun one from that. You have to realize
Mm-hmm.
that Kingpin was Private Pile from Full Metal Jacket.
And wasn't he
Well-
also in that Emerald City movie or TV show?
Don't remember. He was in.
Wasn't he the wizard?
He was. I know he was in what was it? Law and Order.
Law and
One of
Order
the-
SVU.
SVU. CSI. No, Law and Order SVU. You were right.
Was
No,
it
they
SVU?
just
Yeah.
recently had that Emerald City Wizard of Oz
I
show that
don't
came on
know.
NBC for one season?
I saw the character from Law and Order
It was.
pulled out, made
think
more
so.
angry,
I don't
and
know,
given
look it up.
control of a city.
Yep,
And
pretty
I was
much.
like, this is exactly what I wanted in a villain. I
And
didn't
he-
know
I mean-
that I needed that, but I needed that.
Yep, and he was amazing.
He was so
But like
great.
everything in
Just
that
really
show was so
complex.
good.
And the fact that the guy that they got played, Cox, the guy that they got to play Daredevil, did an amazing job.
Yeah,
and
he was
just,
I feel like they made some really good casting decisions. It was really good writing. It was really good visuals. It was really good action
Yeah.
sequences. It was really good costuming. It was
Oh,
really
God,
good
yeah.
fight choreography. Like everything was
everything
like
was amazing.
so the cinematography, like
And talking about people from other shows, so like, you know where we've seen Foggy before, right?
I can't remember.
Mighty
I
Ducks.
know. Okay.
He was the heavy hitting dude
I
in
was
Mighty
a little-
Ducks.
I was a
Yeah.
little young for
I
that.
haven't seen that movie since I was a kid.
Right, I know.
Okay, so I'm showing my age. Leave me alone. And then who else was it? So and then of course Cox was the main character in Stardust.
Okay.
Am I the only person who enjoyed the movie Daredevil?
I liked it. No.
I loved it.
I liked it.
I need to
for
watch it.
what
I saw it on
it
Indeed.
was.
It was good.
I was like 12.
The dude who played Bullseye was amazing.
What's
Yeah,
really
I loved
weird
it.
is I didn't watch the Daredevil movie, but I watched the Elektra movie, and as a kid watching that, I loved it.
Yeah.
Me
It
too.
I never
was-
saw Electra.
It was good for
pretty
what it
good.
was.
A lot of
and
people
for its
hated
ti-
it.
It was good for what it was and for its time.
Yeah.
But the writing wasn't 100% there, which is why a lot of people had issues when they said
Yeah.
Ben Affleck was going to be playing Batman. And I'm sorry, Ben Affleck's probably been one of the best Batman in the past 20 years.
He's a good Bruce Wayne, but not as good a Batman.
I like him as Batman. That fight scene in Batman and Superman, that fight scene where he goes in and like takes all those guys out and rescues Martha. Oh my god.
Yeah, but Martha was the downfall of that movie.
No, that was just stupid. God. Oh, your mother's name is Martha too? Are we best friends now?
Yeah, that was what
Did
the
you see
callback.
the Batman Superman Netflix meme? So it's like text between superheroes, and it's Batman's like, okay, so I got Netflix for you, and Superman's like, cool, because I've been mooching off Lois's account for a while. I want. There's a show that I'm wanting to watch, and I don't want to have to take away from her. And Bruce is like, wait, you wanted an account on Netflix? He's
Yeah,
like,
I
yeah,
saw
he goes,
that.
it's like $8, and bills are kind of tight lately. Why? What did you buy? I bought Netflix.
That's fine.
Wow.
Red Plumber says, in my opinion, it was better than the Netflix series. Talking about.
I don't
The
know if I
Daredevil
quite say
movie?
that.
That's
Oh,
what he
I'm
said.
going to respectfully
I just-
disagree.
I will say, aside from a few scenes, I liked the cinematic Kingpin better.
I did. I'm sorry. Okay. There.
I haven't seen the movie, but I love
I'm
that
going to
series
have-
so much. Like, I don't know, man.
Michael-
I'm going to have some people who get mad at me, but I'm sorry. I'm all for the whole racial diversity thing and stuff, but making the Kingpin black is not something you can do. It completely changes who that character is.
I don't know enough about Kingpin to really make a complaint about that. I just know that Michael Clark Duncan did an amazing freaking job.
He did an amazing
He had
job.
the build for it, and the whole fight scene between him and Daredevil was amazing. And just his character, just the old laid back, deep voice,
Well, Michael Clark Duncan's amazing in anything he
Yeah.
does.
He didn't
You know.
really have to even act. He just did his thing. And now I will say that
I can't think of a single thing that was wrong with the Netflix series.
I can't either. Like I mean,
Like,
with the exception
me-
of them killing off the reporter, because
I wasn't big on that.
because the reporter is a mainstay in the Daredevil comics, and he's been around. Urich, he's been around for years in the comics, so I kind of expected him to last longer. I know why they did it, and they put Karen in his place, and I like that. That's cool. But I would have liked to have seen Urich stay around.
He was a really good supporting character in
Yeah.
the comics.
Second season, I'm going to say it's a totally different story. I liked it. It was not as good as the first season.
Oh no, I will agree with you.
By a long shot.
I actually thought the second season was better.
Me too, actually.
Yeah, and that's my opinion. But
I liked the first season of Jessica Jones.
Yeah, me too.
And I
Yes.
love.
I've only
Yes,
seen the
Jessica
first 3
Jones.
episodes.
Loved Tennant.
David Tennant.
In that.
as
Oh
a
my
villain.
Oh
God.
my gosh.
Yeah,
He was.
he was a very good villain.
Yeah, horrifying. Like
Yeah.
I've not seen enough of that. Like the first 3 episodes.
I
that's
just
it.
think it's great that we've now seen like 2 major roles from David Tennant, and they're both completely different characters.
Oh God, yes. He's an amazing
like-
actor. He played.
He's
I think
yeah.
I would have to look it up, but I could have swore that it was either him or Matt Smith that played Jesus in something.
It was kind of like a.
In
He's
some
like
British
the freaking
thing.
Johnny Depp of.
No, because I actually think David Tennant has more talent than Johnny Depp, and Johnny Depp wouldn't have a career
Dude,
if it
you
wasn't
need
for
to
Tim
take
Burton.
that back.
Johnny Depp would not have a career if it wasn't for Tim Burton.
Well, there's
Johnny
a lot
Depp
of people in life that wouldn't have a career if it wasn't for somebody else.
And what's her name?
I think-
Helena Bonham
I mean,
Carter
you can't
definitely
really
wouldn't have a
fault
career if it wasn't for
someone-
Tim Burton.
I'll agree with
You
that.
can't fault someone for having somebody help them get a start. That's
Yeah.
ridiculous.
I mean, don't
right
get me
now.
wrong. Johnny Depp's a good actor, but I think he, much like Deadpool, is overrated. And he's oversaturated. We see him in everything now.
I will agree he's oversaturated. He is in everything.
Yeah, I mean,
But I will say, I love Tim Burton. I love Johnny Depp. But they completely killed Dark Shadows for me.
They did.
That should
movie
not have been a
sucked.
comedy.
Okay.
No, it shouldn't have.
Okay.
I absolutely hated Johnny Depp as Charlie in the Chocolate Factory.
I like
I
that.
hated him.
That way, what's funny is that's closer to the book.
Is it?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's a lot closer to the book. And as far as Dark Shadows, because you're talking about modern day vampires, oh my God, yes. But
Barnabas Collins was late 60s.
Yeah.
I
And he was a very, morbid character.
was
to
worried
make him
about Dark
hilarious?
Shadows.
No. Or trying
I was
to be
worried
hilarious.
about Dark Shadows, and I do agree with you that there should not have been as much comedy in that movie as there was. But what
There was zero comedy in the TV show.
Yeah, I know.
Zero.
But
Zero.
I did like him as Barnabas. I think he did a really good job.
I mean, he did
Yeah,
okay,
he did okay.
but
He could have done better.
But again, that's
if
the
it
writer.
hadn't have been a comedy, he would have been perfect.
I did like Hit Girl though in it, how she turned out to be a werewolf.
Feel
oh
like,
crap.
I feel like they've tried to force Johnny Depp into too many things over
Yeah.
the last several years.
Exactly.
Jen says The Rock is in everything. Or no,
Yes.
I'll
that's
agree
what
with
Grant
that.
said.
The Rock is in
Grant
everything.
said that, but Jen said The Rock earned it though. But he has earned some of it, but he's oversaturated.
He's oversaturated. Like in this Rampage movie they're coming out with is going to be just as
Fast
horrible
and
as
the
freaking
Furious was
Battleship.
getting along fine without him.
Yeah.
No series needs 8 movies.
No series needs 8 movies. We're now coming up on Star Wars.
Wasn't he in
number 10.
Jumanji?
Okay,
That's different. It's Star
But,
Wars, right?
but it's Star Wars.
But it's
And it
Star
was-
Wars.
It was also written that way.
Yeah, sure.
It was written. Yeah, it
What
was
do you
written that way.
What do you think about Woody Harrelson being in the Solo movie?
I'm interested in it because I like Woody Harrelson.
Yeah, I think
like
he's
Woody
amazing
Harrelson as
in
an actor.
anything. Yeah.
I think that anything he does, anything he touches is amazing. And the cool part is there's a lot of stuff that he's been in that I didn't know he was in until he shows up, and I'm like, holy shit, it's Woody Harrelson.
Yep.
When are we going to see another good Woody Harrelson lead film?
I think he might be done with that.
You think so?
I think he might be done with that.
I think he's pretty much happy where
He's
he's
probably
at.
pretty
Yeah.
established, so to speak. So he can just do little side works here and there.
Kind of like Bill Murray.
Yeah, he's probably so well
No,
off.
Bill
it doesn't
Murray
freaking
in
matter.
what was the movie that had Melissa McCarthy in it?
Ghostbusters?
No, it was a series.
I mean,
Saint
what the-
Vincent.
I didn't see
That's
that.
not a nerd movie.
I try to
but,
stay away from Melissa McCarthy stuff.
But
She's
Melissa McCarthy,
overrated.
Melissa McCarthy's like a single.
Thank you.
And her and Ben Stiller, they're the
He
exact
gets
same
so
character.
butthurt when I say that.
They're the
'cause
exact
he's
same
huge.
character in
Look.
every freaking movie they play in. They have no talent, just like
Look,
Will Ferrell.
I have-
Ferrell. I was gonna say Will Ferrell.
Thank you, God.
They have
Will Ferrell.
talent, but they're
No.
overrated.
Okay, correct that. Will Ferrell plays the exact same character in every single movie he's in, with the exception of the only movie I've ever liked him in, Stranger Than Fiction.
I've never.
I'm going to say I like Will Ferrell, but John C. Reilly does it better.
I don't like John C. Reilly.
What? Oh my God, John C. Reilly.
Remind me to revoke his admin.
I mean, I seriously,
No.
like, there's just like, there's like there was a lot of talent that came out of those later years at Saturday Night Live that was nowhere near as good as the talent that came out of like the Eddie Murphy, Bill Murray.
Well, I can agree with that.
Those are
Still good.
classics. You can't touch them.
But yeah, but still, Eddie Murphy still has talent, and he can still like if he was to do a movie today, which they're talking about making another Beverly Hills Cop.
I don't know about all that.
You know,
They don't need to remake everything.
no, they're not remaking it. They're doing a
Another
Beverly Hills Cop
installation.
4.
Oh.
Yeah.
You know, like
Which,
because and the reason
I
they're
like
doing
it.
that is because Eddie Murphy was never happy with 3. He didn't like 3.
yeah, I always
And
heard that.
and
wasn't happy with
he
her.
wants to do a 4th and final movie to do it right.
I think really, I probably will be hanging on to this notion for a really long time, but I really just need a totally original concept for a movie. It's not a book adaptation. It's not a comic book turned into a movie. It's not a sequel or a remake. When was
Good
the
luck.
last time we had one of those?
Good luck.
I mean,
Thank
they
you.
exist.
Name one.
Because I feel like
'Cause
we
I
keep
can't-
repeating stuff.
I can't.
I mean, like everyone that I can think of off the top of my head. Like I started to say something, but you said not a book adaptation. I was like, well, there went that.
Yeah.
Because I was going to
An
say Ready
original
Player
concept.
One, but that's a book.
Everything is a book adaptation. Hell, it's how they get a.
Ghostbusters. Okay, let's go back. Ghostbusters, when it originally came out, was not a book adaptation.
I mean,
But
Forrest
how long
Gump was
ago
a book
Alright,
adaptation.
how about in the last 5 years?
I can't think of one.
Hold on.
Off the top of my head,
In the last
I can't
5
think of
years,
one.
we can't think of one
Everything's
single
been a remake or
original
a sequel.
film concept.
I could come up with one in the past 10 years.
You know how
What?
sad that is?
Avatar.
From
Avatar.
Avatar in the last
Fern
10 years.
Gully.
I'm sorry. Yeah, it's a remake of it's someone took Fern Gully and Pocahontas and had them have sex, and that's its love child.
with
But it's
Everything
original.
has been done. There is nothing at this point that has not been done in some respect.
no, there's gotta
Every
be
horror
something-
movie
gotta
has
be
been
at least
done. Every
one.
action movie has been done. Like, come up with an original idea. Like, we could sit around and brainstorm for 2 days, and there's no way
Brian
we could...
Lee says Pacific Rim.
Pacific Rim was a comic book adaptation.
Okay.
And
Pacific-
besides, that was just Godzilla
Pacific-
with robots.
Right, it was Godzilla
I mean,
with
I'm-
robots and modern
Right, yeah.
technology.
But it
It
was
was a Godzilla movie
But
with
however,
robots.
it
Yeah.
was fairly like nobody had seen anything like that. in a
Or
while, so.
it was kind of like the combination between any mech series plus Godzilla
Yeah.
turned
But, yeah,
into
Avatar-
a modern white people movie.
Wait, are you talking Avatar: The Last Airbender, or are we
No,
talking
No.
the James Cameron
the
film.
James Cameron movie?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
That was
go
an
back and
original concept.
No, it wasn't. Go back and change all the names of it. It's Pocahontas. You have this guy who travels to a new world, and he meets a tribal culture, and they're there to get a specific mineral from that culture, and he meets their magic tree, and he falls in love with the chief's daughter. It's freaking
And
Pocahontas.
every Disney film is an adaptation of Shakespeare or some
Or
classic fairy tale.
Grimm's fairy tales. Yes,
yeah.
I'll give you that.
Yeah.
Everything has been done. Every
Yeah.
joke has already been told.
So I
Every
recently,
concept.
after watching Pacific Rim, I started watching Evangelion.
Good series.
It's
Good
Pacific
series.
Rim, except Japanese anime.
Yeah, well, that's
Well, no.
like
Evangelion
that's like what was it?
first.
What was the movie? Hunger Games. There's a Japanese movie called Battle Royal.
Book
You should watch it.
adaptation.
No,
But
Battle Royal came out for the books.
okay.
There's this Japanese movie where they take like 42 Japanese kids, take them to an island, and go, "Last one standing wins." Go.
Interesting. Okay.
Jen says you're being a stickler saying Avatar and Pocahontas.
No, I'm not.
But it's
freaking
Ferngully, though.
Pocahontas and Ferngully. He meets the tribal chick. She teach him about her culture. He then joins their side
Ferngully
fighting
also had a
against
magic
his
tree.
people. Yeah,
A
Ferngully
magic
had the
tree,
magic tree.
like princess.
Yeah, it's freaking Pocahontas.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Just take and change unobtainium to gold, and you're good.
Oh.
Well, it's like even my book wasn't an original concept because I borrowed elements of True Blood.
But still, I would probably watch a movie based on that, because like the whole I got
That'd
through
be
the
awesome.
first chapter. I got through the first chapter. I like the whole backstory that you set up in chapter 1. It's kind of
It's
cool.
like a different story,
I don't
though.
even remember what the hell the backstory was. Hold on.
Something about January 15th, 2055. The vampires took over took the government.
Yeah, they
hostage
basically went public, held the government hostage,
and broadcast it to the world, and they're like, "We're
That's
here,
pretty great.
fuck y'all."
Pretty great.
You know, you don't see that. That's something you don't see
Okay,
most days
here's
in
a
vampire
good
stuff.
question. Oh, I love this. What's your guys' least favorite movie cliche?
Oh fuck.
God.
I got one.
I
Go
got
ahead.
one too. Yeah.
It's okay when you're watching a scary movie and like they do the dumbest shit. Like
Exactly.
instead of
Let's split up.
that or
Everyone knows.
let
how
me
to do
just
that.
run up the stairs or I mean it's stupid. It's just stupid mistakes that you. It's like, well, what are you doing?
Or let's go back and do this. Yeah.
Yeah, let's
Okay.
go back and check it out again.
I'm going to go ahead and
You know?
say that this exact scene happened in Scream.
Thank you.
They
I
were
know.
on video and everything.
Yeah. Well, they were talking about the four rules of horror movies. You don't have sex. You don't say I'll be right back.
Don't take a shower.
You don't split up.
Yes. Don't get nude.
There were like 4 specific
get nude and
rules
you're
that
done.
they came up with. But
So I broke like 14 of the rules today. So.
as far as the cliches go, God, giving me way too much exposition. Like if you're going to tell me the backstory, don't have it as a voiceover. Just videotape it and film it, and put it on film, and let me watch
That's
it.
a good one.
Don't give it to me as a voiceover.
Yeah.
Or 5 minutes of scrolling credits at the beginning of the movie. You know?
I don't know if this is necessarily a cliche or not, but the thing that pisses me off more than anything in TV shows or film is the fact that in a zombie apocalypse story, they never show the collapse of society. Somebody always wakes up 6 weeks after it started. It's already gone to crap. We never get to see the collapse from patient zero to everything just going completely to hell. We never get to see the collapse. We always either, even 28 days later.
That's the whole post-apocalyptic genre. The
I don't like
genre
it. We
starts
need to see.
So you need during apocalypse.
We need to
is what
see
you
a
need.
movie
Okay.
about like Los Angeles is going great. Suddenly zombies just start popping up. World War Z almost did it, but they took a really good book and turned it into a big old pile of feces movie.
Yes, they did.
You should watch Train to Busan.
What?
It's a Korean zombie movie.
I think I saw that. And
Wait,
then,
does
it
this
all
have what
takes
I'm
place,
looking
like,
for?
on the train, right?
Yes.
And then there's all these scenes where every few minutes the zombie horde is trying to break from the door from one
What
car
time is
into the
Sonic
other,
close?
and
Yeah,
it's
these zombies
about the
are-
I don't
people.
know.
Saturday
Google
night,
what
probably.
I think
time
I've
is.
seen that
Yeah, it's probably
recently.
As I open up Bad Dragon.
Well, I don't need to
great.
see that. Thank you. Then.
We're just gonna bookmark this.
She's like,
New tab.
let me save this right here.
No, Jack
Learn something new
Jesus.
tonight.
But no, see, the new Dawn of the Dead movie did a kind of sort of decent, the 2004 film 14 years ago, the new
The one
one.
in Oodalwalk?
East Ridge.
Where's the one in Oodalwalk close?
Yeah, it's
Oh,
literally
we're talking
right up the
Bad
road.
Dragons and Oodalwalk. What?
She's like, I'm getting in the car.
What?
Wait,
Let's do your work. What?
seriously, there it is. 11:30. Shit.
Let's see.
I'm not gonna make it.
Movie tropes that I
The
hate.
boss, you need to come see this
Cliche. Yeah, I saw Jen wrote that and I was like, yeah. Everybody does that. You need to come see this.
But yeah, I want to see the collapse of society. Like
Okay.
I said, Dawn of the Dead did a pretty decent job of doing it but by the time the lady went outside, things had already started to go to crap.
Shaun of the Dead kind of did it.
They did.
Well, no, because by the time he went walking through the town or whatever, things had already went piss poor. Like the shopkeeper was already dead, all that other stuff.
Yeah, but at the very beginning of the movie, there was no zombies, and then they stumble across the one, and then it just kind of then they start stumbling across more.
Well, it's because they were inside their house for 2 days playing video games.
See, that's why we're not going to survive the zombie apocalypse, because that's what we're going to be doing.
Right.
Or filming. We'll be streaming, and we'll be like, why is our viewership dropping all of a sudden?
Jen gets on there and is like,
Oh, shit!
Hey guys, the zombies are here.
I would think it was a joke, and we just, yeah, man.
Hey,
And the next thing,
Spidey.
there's sirens outside.
Probably just bath
Crap.
salts.
It's bath salts. Which somebody said something about lavender and something was what was in the bath salts.
Yes, yes.
So we have our winner. You have your date.
Your
You and her are going to have a wonderful time, I'm sure.
What's your...
I'm still trying to think of what my trope is.
Yeah.
I can't
Well,
think of it.
yeah, it takes a minute because you got to go through a bunch of them. There's
There's so many tropes. I'm gonna say always killing the lesbians.
Is that a thing?
Ooh,
Yeah.
wait, actually,
It's a
we
thing.
can go back to
think
that
that
and going, the
is.
black people
Yeah.
never
It is a
live.
thing. All the happy
Yeah.
lesbian couples get killed.
They
Even
sure
in
do.
Watchmen, that happened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Holy crap!
I'm just like, but why?
Yeah.
Or like Walking Dead, like the
Yeah.
the one gay couple.
Yeah.
One of them died like minutes later.
Even the men,
Yeah.
all died.
Why do you
Yeah.
always gotta kill the gay couples?
Of course, in all honesty, pretty much every couple's been split apart in The Walking Dead.
Yeah,
But
that's
still.
true.
Rick
Yeah.
and Lori.
But like, yeah.
Well, they were split apart by Shane.
Even in
though.
shows
I mean,
where-
come on.
Even in shows with a relatively low body count, something horrible always happens
Well, that's
to the gay
like,
couple.
what is that American Horror Story
Yeah.
where
Ooh, I need to catch up on that.
her girlfriend's killed or whatever? Or no, she got sent to the asylum, didn't she?
Yes.
Yeah, she got sent to the asylum
Yeah.
for being gay.
Oh.
Which,
Yeah.
I mean, is kind of
Yeah.
close to the same thing.
Right.
But
I've got to go because if I'm going to make it to Sonic before they close.
Okay. Thanks for coming by,
My
Mark.
girlfriend wants.
we should see you later.
And your son, too.
We'll
Yes,
see
my
you at
son
the
can deal with it.
convention.
But Jim
Yes.
said on the zombie apocalypse thing, he said we assume he leaves the house.
He's just sitting there. Guys, have fun.
True.
Mark, we will see you at Con Nooga.
We will see you there.
Yeah. Isn't it,
Yep.
weren't we supposed to
Everybody
have,
look for me and Mark.
an actual intermission at one point?
Yeah, you read during the intermission, remember?
Oh, yeah, I did, but we all sat here.
Oh, I need my coat.
Everybody look for me and Mark to be doing programming 2 p.m. Friday. If you're at Con Nooga, we actually won't be broadcasting live during the weekend, but look, that night we'll be uploading all of our programming.
Woo!
Friday's going to be a busy day because we're going to be uploading 2 panels and a drunken big wheel race.
See you Saturday, probably.
Probably.
Yeah.
Oh, you're going to be at the con?
I will.
All right.
Yay.
Sweet. Yay. She's going to be at the con. Yay.
All right, exit Mark. See you later, man.
Bye-bye.
Oh, you're
too. Cause I'm yawning over here.
okay.
It's funny because Mark
Blizzard.
leaves and then we're just going to run out of stuff to talk about.
I know.
Everybody just sitting around silence. The crickets start chirping outside.
You'll like this. Elaine says, I can't stand how movies like Jurassic Park never has the kids eating.
Yes.
I like that one.
I thought that was on a phone.
Oh, that's me.
You that did that?
I was like, did Sarah pull it up or something? No, it was.
No. I used
Clockwork
see the
over
sign.
here.
I used to play that game in school. If it was too quiet, I would just like sit there and just be like,
That is amazing. Holy
Discovered you
crap.
have a new talent.
and
Well,
people,
not a new
well,
talent,
and like
but
I
yeah.
just like watch as people started looking around on the ground for the cricket.
Why don't you like cosplay as a cricket?
No.
Freaking cool would that be?
Is
Like,
there even like a cricket
Just
character?
no.
Like,
I've seen someone dress up as a cockroach for burlesque. It was
ooh.
how the hell does that even work?
I'm good.
nope. It was nope. I'm good on that. Not departing, but I will be back momentarily.
Okay. Well, actually, we appreciate
Exit
you
stage
coming on.
Thanks for having me.
Yes.
And
it's
we
nice to have you
will
next
be
week,
seeing
too.
you at Con Nooga.
I'll
Yes.
see you Saturday. I'll be
Okay.
there for the Mario
Bring you our
Kart.
cans.
Yay!
Look, I'm
Gotta
telling you.
beat
I'm telling
Bonnie.
you. We got big things for our 2 p.m. panel. Is it 2 p.m.? 2 to 3 and
Yes,
then
and
4
then
to...
we're
I'm gonna try to come to the Friday night thing too. The bike.
Oh, the big wheel?
Yeah.
You gotta have a weekend pass.
Okay.
Yeah, you gotta have a full weekend pass to come. Well, like, you don't have to, you can go, you can have a Friday pass for Friday night, but if you're gonna go Friday night and you're gonna go Saturday, just get a weekend pass because it's
Yeah.
cheaper.
Yeah.
cheaper. Yeah.
But yeah, our 2 biggest events, I think, this weekend are gonna be our 2 p.m. panel on Saturday and our Mario Kart fundraiser.
Yeah.
Those are the 2 things that if you don't come to anything else, those 2, I promise, you will not want to miss it.
That's what I am planning on doing. So.
Oh Jesus. Okay.
Oh Lord.
Mjolnir's coming up. All right.
But thank you for coming. It's been
Thank you
a
so much
blast.
for having me. Bye.
Bye.
Oh. All right, so we lost a third of our rank.
It's all good. It's getting late, honey.
It is, and we're getting really close to
Yeah.
having to call it a night anyway.
Yeah.
But
Clockwork's coming back.
yep.
Yeah.
Well, we're gonna wait and say our goodbyes after she gets back. I promise. I can't believe y'all talked me into bringing my book out for public display.
I love it.
That was...
It was great.
It was wonderful.
That was like 5 of the most uncomfortable minutes I've ever had on this channel.
Oh, but they were loving your book.
Yeah, it did get some good response, but still.
Yeah.
Ugh.
I know, you don't like to be complimented.
No, whenever, it was funny because whenever everybody started like going on about it, and then I started, like that kind of spark started happening where I started thinking about crap I wanted to write about.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, no, we can't let it happen.
Someone needs to sit on the couch.
Because I really
Let's eat.
focus on channel
We're
stuff.
going to wrap up.
Oh, we're wrapping up.
Yeah. Yeah, we're going to wrap up.
Anybody else have questions?
Too bad you guys
Any
didn't get
questions?
Goof Troop. Oh, yeah, Jim was telling me about that. Like, we're going to end up getting that game to play. Apparently, Goof Troop, there was a video game, like a Super Nintendo game, Goof Troop video game, and he said it was like a 2-player co-op game. You can play at the same time. I had no clue. I told him we was probably going to try to play it tonight, and then we kind of got away from video games because it just kind of became a talk show, which I'm not complaining at all. It's been some of the most fun
conversation.
Yeah, it was great.
It's been some of those fun time we've had as far as like, discussing things. I'm trying to... Oh yeah, just real quick going over our schedule for Con Nooga because this is our Con Nooga preview show.
That's what my dad always called us, Goof Troop. That's what my dad always called us, was a Goof Troop.
Friday, we're going to be showing up at Con Nooga. Myself and Amber, I know. I think everybody else is going to be... The hell was that?
I do not
My
know.
loot crate.
Thank you, God, that it wasn't something horrible. Yeah, anyway.
Con Nooga schedule.
I think we're going... myself and Amber's going to be showing up somewhere in the neighborhood of like 2 o'clock Friday. I think... Hold on. I'm going to pull up our schedule.
Be there hopefully around 5. We'll say 5:30 for realistic expectations.
Okay.
Wait, what? I was like totally zoned out.
Oh, I
Five-
said I'll probably
5:30.
be there between 5 and 5:30
Okay.
for
Friday.
realistic expectations.
So,
Let's see. So I'm looking at our event schedule.
Brownlee says this has been one of his favorite shows.
This has been a lot of fun.
And Jen said ditto.
Thank
So,
you. It always...
Cool.
We've had a blast tonight.
Our actual Con Nooga schedule is going as follows. 2 p.m. Like that means we're going to be showing up a little bit earlier than 2.
Yeah.
Because mine and Mark's panel is going to be about the 90s X-Men coming full circle to the current, how they're basically back where they began. That's going to be Friday at 2 o'clock. You can check the Con Nooga app or our event listing on the Facebook page, facebook.com/Untitled Nerd Network. At 5 o'clock, we're doing a Game of Thrones panel.
That's
See.
at 5.
Friday night, we're doing the Drunken Big Wheel Race. That'll be Friday night at midnight. That'll be a 2-hour event.
The Game of Thrones panel. You gonna try and do it?
Oh, I won't be there.
Saturday, we're doing our UNN Live panel at 2 o'clock. I promise it's going to be the biggest event of the weekend. Check it out.
Yes, you'll make sure you want to go.
Let's see. Mario Kart fundraiser at 4 p.m. Saturday. That's going to be going for 2 hours. I'll be taking all comers. Whoever thinks they can beat me, bring it on. $5 per chance. Enter as many times as you
We'll
want.
say all challengers. You're taking all challengers. Just don't say all comers, please.
Okay.
Just
Saturday. Are we doing anything Saturday night that we can comment on?
I mean,
Something's happening. I can't
I
remember.
have like.
we're going to
That's when we're going to like the burlesque and all that.
yeah. We're also going to see Joel Beaver though in between panels.
That will be immediately after our UNN Live panel.
Yeah, we're gonna see Joel for a little bit.
I'm actually, everybody that
the-
comes and
what's
sees
going on?
us,
What's going on at the UNN Live panel? Was that the Mario Kart?
No, we're doing just about our brand like we did at
Okay.
Chatacon. Yes.
Okay.
yeah.
And then we'll do
Are we
the
gonna- We're
fundraiser.
going to record
It's going to be kind of about our
We're gonna
brand.
record this one, yeah.
It's going to be just some general
We'll make sure
discussion.
the microphone's on this time.
Yeah, there's really no set thing. We're just going to sit around and just kind of talk like we're doing right now. We did this for 4 hours. Surely we could fill a 45-minute panel.
Yeah.
Then the Mario Kart fundraiser, and then Sunday we're going to wrap 11 a.m. We're going to be doing a Let's Talk the Orville with Untitled Nerd Network.
Excited.
And then that's going to be our last event until March 17th with FarleyCon. So, going to be busy. I'm also going to be trying to squeeze in interviews with Night Mage and Super Casey.
Yes,
Yay.
I'm excited about seeing
I love them.
That's going to be cool.
Are they
Hopefully.
going to have booths?
Yep.
Or, okay.
And they will be featured cosplayers there. They'll have their own tables and everything. We're also, I'm hoping to maybe squeeze in some interviews with some different people. Surely the winners of the Drunken Big Wheel race.
Maybe we'll see Hippie Dan.
God, I hope Hippie Dan's there. I'm going to have to show y'all that after we get off the air. It's just a really quick little thing. But yeah, that's pretty much it. We let Mark and Ashley say their goodbyes, so I'm going to kind of pass it off to y'all, let y'all say your farewells, and then we're going to go ahead and call it out.
I'm Amberlicious.
I'm Cluck with Calamity.
I'm Single Sarah.
And I'm Lonnie, and we are Untitled Nerd Network, brought to you by Infinity Flux out of Hickson, Tennessee. We're going to be broadcasting some throughout the week, maybe even a little bit tomorrow. Are we getting together tomorrow and doing any kind of review?
I don't know.
We got to watch Game of Thrones tomorrow, Sarah.
Yeah, we
Okay,
did.
I'll do that tomorrow night because I told my mom I would go and hang out with her tomorrow for a little bit.
Okay.
Okay, so you're coming
whenever
over in the
you're done,
evening.
just holler.
We'll be
Alright.
back in our regular routine of Sunday night reviews.
Yeah.
Yes.
That'll be really cool. So we'll do that, and then we're getting really close to beginning Westworld.
I know.
I need
I'm
to watch
itching
more
to
of that
do.
show.
Those are going to be really close. But anyway, everybody have a good rest of the night. Be safe. We're going to be back on tomorrow doing maybe a little bit of game streaming. Probably going to broadcast our Game of Thrones review with Sarah, since she wasn't able to be with us on the finale last time. And then we're going to do some stuff throughout the week.
Good night,
and then
Brian Lee.
we're going to be
He told us
just
good night.
going. And Con Nooga next week. So can't wait. Everybody have a good rest of the night, and we'll see everybody tomorrow.